Turn the mics on the A-time?
He didn't.
Okay.
There you go.
Right,
We here. Now a little different. DJ, we got a different setup.
Well, I see you do with the whole. I think that right. Okay, I like it.
What's good, y'all? Y'all ready?
Yeah, we good, man. We here.
Maybe y'all ready.
Man.
We do what? We starting. What's this? Episode 3.
Man.
Episode 3. Starting right after the music.
Everything I read.
Huh? Yes, sir. I got a hoodie. What's good, y'all? What's good? Well, make sure I go tab 40 Central on YouTube. Go tab it up. So, can JT see the comments? No. What? DJ, I'll answer your question when we get on that topic. I'll answer that question. I'll have them answer it. And I'm gonna remember it. Yeah, that is a good question. I remember because we was talking about it in chat.
Whenever y'all ready.
We ready. We here. Episode 3.
Hold on.
It's been way too long, man. Yep. It's been way too long, man.
Yeah, that shit is like.
What, bro?
Now the music is too long.
Oh, it's intro? Yeah.
We here. Episode 3. Hot Sports Take with my man Justin right here. We got Ernie on the right. JT to the left. I think y'all been waiting all week for this. Y'all been waiting all week for this. So I want to ask y'all, how was y'all day today before we start?
It was good. Typical day. Went to work. Did a few things, man. Trying to get stuff to help these kids coming in for the upcoming school year. But other than that, everything's been good, man. Happy to be here.
My day.
Yeah, your day. I don't want to know your week.
Yeah.
Come on now.
For some reason, I have to my weeks are bad, but for my day, I had some pretty good rest. I was able to lock in, prepare for this debate. It's been a long time since I've been with my people. I'm happy to see y'all. I miss y'all. And I can't wait.
It's the first time you've prepared, so we'll see how you do today.
Here's a question in a chat. They said, "Did JT like my twerking?"
Wow, that is crazy.
But we're gonna skip that. I want them to stay locked in. Fernie's dressed like a football assistant coach. They say you dressed like assistant coach.
That's cool. Better than no.
They always ruin your day, JT, and your week. They ain't even let you finish.
It's nothing new. Listen, man, when we blow up and get monetized, man, I'm gonna remember who was supporting.
Who was supporting your week, right?
That's all I remember.
I tell people, JT, that your week is long because you're trying to get the watch time.
And we do a lot of shit, man. We
that too. Busy.
We are on camera
busy people.
4 days a week.
4 days a week.
Working on top of doing, our own personal endeavors. But we here, we working, baby. I mean,
we about 10 minutes in. He's still talking about his day, man. We ready to get started, man.
Oh,
we know what you do.
All right, yo. So listen,
let's get started.
Let's get into it. So basically, we going back because it's been a whole week.
Okay.
So we're gonna recap on Friday's basketball games. Clippers defeat Utah 131-119 behind a surprising performance by Terrence Mann with 39 points.
Florida State, baby.
Florida State, okay. First question: what did Utah do to lose the series?
Well, before we get to that, I'd like to wish my opponent good luck. Show some good sportsmanship. I'm happy to see you, man.
I mean, it's I don't need the luck, but appreciate it though.
No,
Thank
you do.
It's
You
always
do.
good. It's
You do
always
need
good.
the
I'll
luck.
take it. I'll
No,
take
you
it.
will take the luck.
I'll take
You need
it.
it. You need it.
We'll see.
But, you know, it's been a long time since I beat you in debate, but
Yeah, we'll see.
But you could open up with answering the first question.
Again, like I mentioned last week, Rudy Gobert has definitely proven to be a defensive liability, even though he's the 3-time quote unquote defensive player of the year. Couldn't guard the pick and roll, doesn't move outside the paint, and Clippers got shooters. And when Reggie Jackson was matched up with him, we seen what happened. We was killing him. Playing Mike Conley, I think, was just a desperation to help Donovan Mitchell out, and I think you kind of see he didn't really have a great game. He had a few threes here and there, but he ain't really, play like the Mike Conley we know. I feel like for that you should just rest him. I think they should have went small as well. Like Rudy Gobert, he's your liability. When Clippers went small, why you didn't go small with Utah to match him? So also I think they choked because Game 6, 25-point lead, Clippers came back and won the game. So I think them choking, and I don't know how much you put on Mitchell or this coach or Rudy Gobert or whoever you're going to put it on, but that's definitely a choke job. I know no one's talking about it, but Jazz definitely choked. And Game 5 was at home, so those are my opinions of it.
I mean, for that series was really interesting, of course, because it started off with the Clippers being down 0-2. So shout out to Ty Lue for making the necessary adjustments that he needed to do. The question was the biggest reason why they lost. I want to make sure.
Yeah,
that was the question, right? I think the biggest reason why Utah lost was because I don't think that they made adjustments. I think Snyder, he had his strategy. He had a strategy. He was gonna go big when they went small. Pause. That was what they was gonna do. And that's why he kept Rudy Gobert in. Like he thought that was gonna be the mismatch. But like you said, I'll give you a round of applause for that.
It's okay.
You put that eloquently. And I think that
Hold on, JT. Sorry, keep going. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
Oh, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
What was the reason why Jazz lost?
Oh, I think Utah lost because Ernie had a good point. Rudy Gobert couldn't. No, he did. Rudy Gobert couldn't guard the 3. He couldn't guard couldn't guard anybody on the floor. And then Snyder got out coached because he kept leaving him on the floor. Like after you see they was up 30-something points, Russ?
It was 25.
It was up 25, and then he just basically didn't take him out the game. Like he just stood with his guns, and that kind of messes your series up because look at what Philly did as well. Philly left
good.
Now you good. Oh, look what Philly did. Philly left their bench in late in the games when they was up 20. So I think coaches don't trust their starters enough to play the whole game when it matters most. They try to go deep into their bench, or when they do trust their starters, if they're getting killed on offensively or defensively, they don't take them out.
But I think also with the Jazz though, it's like I don't like to say it because all the teams in the NBA are currently going through this right now. But I think the injury to Donovan Mitchell really did matter. I think he looked hurt. He looked like he left everything that he had on the floor, and which is what he's supposed to do as a superstar. But I think it did have an effect on his performance. He couldn't really move off the ankle. He wasn't as explosive as he usually is. Some of his shots wasn't falling. He had one good game in that Game 5, and I think he had 40, but his efficiency was terrible. So I think Donovan Mitchell, which is going to be a really interesting offseason for the Jazz because they have to figure out that contract situation. But I think the main reason why they lost was because the injury to Mitchell's ankle, not having Conley, and then what Ross said, which was kind of like the third reason, Rudy Gobert just being at the 5 and they exploiting that mismatch.
You think the window for the Jazz is closed? I think so. I think about like this. Like,
wait, how you ask me a question and answer?
I was trying to finish. I'm asking you the question.
It was like a rhetorical question?
No. Can I get to my? Because you're
right. I apologize.
Do you think their windows is closed? And when I say that, certain teams have certain windows, a period of time when they have the opportunity to win, right? So if we look back, we met Atlanta 2015. They had a great season, 60 wins, 22 losses, all that good stuff. And then that was their window to win. But then obviously LeBron James took them out. And clearly they haven't been nowhere since. So you think after this year, if you're the Jazz, what do you do?
If you're the Jazz, you keep doing what you've been doing. You know
what, losing and choking?
You know you a small market team. You know you're not going to get no free agents. So you got to just keep building through the draft. And the Jazz have always been a competitive team.
Sorry.
I mean, the Jazz have always been competitive because who they had the era with Andre Karolinko and them. They weren't Darren Williams like that team. After that, that's when the Gordon Hayward era was supposed to start, and that ended prematurely. But they were still competitive because Gordon Hayward was an all-star, I believe, in Utah. And then he went to Brad Stevens, and the rest is history. But they always found a way to remain competitive because they build through the draft, and then they can't get extensions because their superstars don't want to stay in a small market town.
Like, how much you really building to the draft? You're already on the top teams. You're not really gonna get a great pick. So it's like, where do you really go from here? Like, if I'm Donovan Mitchell, like what I got, like 2-3 more years, and then like if they don't do nothing, Rudy Gobert or get somebody else to help, then at that point I'm looking around the league like I'm out of here. Like, what's the point of staying here if like I can't win in Utah? But in a loaded West, like.
But now the thing is that being competitive in Utah, one is it's a great. They're gonna support you forever. You saw what they did to Jordan. They spiked his pizza. They will ride for their team in Utah. So you got
Jordan, you talking about?
Michael Jordan.
Why do we owe it? Okay.
Just use that as
what
example.
happened.
All right.
So they didn't spike his pizza?
Continue.
You saw the Last Dance.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. My bad.
You keep doing that, and then
I did it one time.
You keep doing.
You did it.
Can you stop interrupting?
Did you not do it first?
Interrupting me?
Did you not do it first?
Can you stop interrupting me? See, that's a no question.
Continue.
Okay. He didn't say yes. He was gonna stop interrupting me. But like I was saying, Utah, they ride hard for their city, man. They, like I said, they spiked Michael Jordan's pizza. Then he had the flu game. They're gonna make sure that you feel like a superstar in Utah. But to answer your question more thoroughly, the reason why you want to stay in Utah is because of the money. If you Donovan Mitchell, they're gonna offer you the supermax. So it's like you gotta now think about, all right, do I stay here and be competitive and have a slight chance of winning, knowing that we're not gonna get another superstar, or do I take my money, which is gonna be probably over $200 million?
He just signed the contract.
Right? He just signed the contract.
He just signed the contract, right?
I don't think so.
5 years, 190 or some shit like that.
When he signed it though?
I thought this past off season.
Oh, he's locked up then. But
yeah, I think he signed the 5 year.
Okay, well, he's gonna be
if anybody could correct me on that, I'm not sure.
You wanna look it up right now?
Look it up.
But I do want to say, it's hard to like leave Utah. Well, it's hard to get players to come to Utah. So it's like, yeah, he stays there for the money, and then if he wants to win, where he's gonna go? Like,
but my thing is that people say he'll stay there for the money. I'll go like he could go somewhere else and recoup that money off the court. You go to a big market like New York, you team up with somebody. Just saying an example, like, or the Heat or somewhere where it's big market, you can recoup that money.
He already signed
somewhere else.
Yeah, I think he signed 5 year, 190 mil.
Yeah, something like that.
When he signed it
last year.
This
but now the interesting thing about this though, it's like,
are you paying Conley?
Huh?
Are you paying Mike Conley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta pay Mike. You gotta run it back. You gotta run it back.
And Conley, Jordan Clarkson gonna want money.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Gobert. That's who you building around.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a bad foundation.
Okay.
They had the best record in the league last year. Well, this past season.
Look what happened.
So
they got bounced out.
You don't think that they could get somebody to get traded there?
Like JT said, who's going to Utah?
Nah, nobody wants to play in Utah. They really develop off the draft.
Huh?
They really like develop off.
That's
the
what
draft.
I'm saying. That's been their blueprint, and it hasn't been bad. It's not like they.
I like Joe Ingles. I like Bogdanovich. That's
what I'm saying. They build through the draft the right way.
They have a good system. They have a great system, and they have a good coach. Just that he just didn't make adjustments. Versus
you have to learn from it.
And that's why I think Ty Lue is so underrated, because like he just made better adjustments than the teams he played against, the coaches he played against.
Yeah,
you can make that argument. I think Ty Lue still has something to prove. I think Ty Lue got a little bit lucky with that Donovan Mitchell injury, even though he lost Kawhi.
What about Dallas?
What about that? No, he beat Dallas.
Yeah,
he beat Dallas. I mean, you only played Luka. Who else was on the? You were supposed to beat Dallas.
Doc Rivers beat Luka.
What?
Doc Rivers beat Luka.
And we know Doc Rivers, right? So that's not even saying much. Doc Rivers could beat him, then anybody could beat him. But they did beat the Mavs nonetheless with a Luka Doncic led Mavs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they beat who was after them? They were down 0-2 against who they just beat?
What the Clippers just beat?
Who beat? What you talking about?
Who the Clippers just beat to go to the Western
They
Conference?
just beat Utah.
Then they beat Utah.
Right now they play Phoenix. Okay, yeah.
Now they play Phoenix. Right. So I don't think he's really proven himself to be a great coach yet. I think he has a lot of potential. I think he's at the point where it's like, okay, you showing that you good, you got this. You're gonna get a long-term deal somewhere.
I like Snyder. I like him as a coach. Yeah. Okay. That's who you talking about, right?
He just
Come on,
interrupted him
that's
again. I wish I had a horn.
I agree. Yo, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm agreeing with you.
You got it.
This guy's crazy.
Transition.
Transition. All right, let's go. Oh,
I
I didn't get to ask this question. What did the next question is, what did the Clippers do to beat Utah?
The bench, man. The bench stepped in, man. Terrence Mann, Reggie Jackson, Pat. When you see Pat Beverly hitting 3 after 3 after 3, you know you're gonna have a long night. So I think their bench stepped up. Morris, I mean, everybody played well. I think also they showed mental toughness because everybody count playoff pandemic P, all that other shit. They're not mentally tough enough. Everybody counting them out. So Dallas series and now Utah series. So I think they definitely overcame that mental toughness. And Paul George, played like the play he's supposed to play like over the last 3 to 4 games. So that's kind of said it all.
I think Ty Lue did an excellent job of making sure his team believed. I think that's first and foremost because being down 0-2 in the best of 7 series, and I don't even think they had home court advantage.
Nope.
You got to be like a damn good coach to get your team motivated, and they lost their best player. To get your team motivated every night to come back and from a 0-2 deficit, I got to give my kudos to Ty Lue. I was skeptical about him. I didn't know if he really had it in him. I thought he was one of those coaches that could have just been I played with LeBron, therefore I'm a championship type of coach.
However, you just said you still need to see more from him.
I do, but
right.
He's surpassed what I thought he was. I thought he was worse than this.
Okay.
I didn't know after losing Kawhi that he was gonna be able to figure it out. Everybody was counting him out when they was down 0-2 against Dallas. So
when they was even let's cut you off, my fault. But not even when they was down. Okay, whatever. After being down 0-2, remember they was down game 3, like 30-11, first quarter. I think that's when it changed, and they came back from there, and then they kind of took the momentum. And now they're in the Western Conference Final, potentially go to the NBA Finals. And also what Terrence Mann did in that game. Florida State, baby, we out here.
Bronx, New York. Terrence Mann is from the Bronx.
Go Knowles, baby.
I do want to say that I want to ask Ernie a question. Did Terrence Mann start?
Florida State?
Yeah, didn't he start for the Clippers?
Yeah, for the Clippers?
Yeah, like the past series when
Kyle Knight, I don't think he started.
No. Give it the best.
Oh, he didn't start? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best. Yeah, now they win the West Conference Final, baby.
Oh, y'all answer the next question. Next question was, should Ty Lue get most of the credit for winning that series?
Most of the credit? No.
Kawhi definitely stepped up.
I don't think that he deserves most of the credit. I think that he deserves enough credit for he did his job. He did his job exceptionally well, but I think the most credit goes to Paul George. He had the most to prove from that series. No Kawhi, but you still got a good enough supporting cast.
Yeah, he did get a good supporting cast.
You have a great supporting cast, which is why I still think the Clippers can go to the championship. It's because of the veteran leadership within the supporting cast. So now, even with that, I feel like Paul George stepped up and showed this is the Paul George that I've been waiting to see since he left Indiana.
Yep.
It didn't work out in OKC. It didn't work out with That was it.
Yeah.
He went from OKC to the Clippers.
Yeah.
You didn't have a team before that?
No.
Indiana.
Oh, that's what. No, I'm thinking
Indiana, OKC,
because it was OKC and then Melo left, and then he had another year with Rush.
Yeah,
so that's what happened.
Yes.
So then, but yeah, so you went to OKC. Then after that, you went to the Clippers, and we really haven't seen Paul George, the top 10 player that some people think that he could be. And I feel like when it comes to PG, like I've seen the talent when he was in Indiana, when he was playing side by side with Danny Granger. He dunked on Birdman. I remember that. He was going toe to toe with LeBron in those 4 quarters.
Hey, look,
I
by
remember
himself.
that by himself.
Lance Stevenson with you.
Lance
against the big 3.
He got the nigga was doing this.
Blowing the nigga.
Yeah, boy, the guy that was blowing in LeBron's ear. That's who we had on his team. And he was still proving that he showed flashes that he could be a superstar.
Went to game 7 too.
Game 7 with LeBron. With LeBron. With Roy
Wade.
They had the big 3.
Yeah.
I remember that. David West was on that team. Roy Hibbert, George Hill. They had a good team, but it was built around Paul George. And he was only probably like, what, 22, 23?
Young, right.
At the time. So from there, I'm thinking like, oh, damn, like he got the juice.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Right.
Then the gruesome leg injury happened.
Yeah.
And then we're starting, we had to give him time to come back from that. And now I think we're starting to see like this is the Paul George that could have got a super max somewhere else had he been on the right team.
Now I want to ask something, right? So since he been by himself, he been playing good. What superstar can he play well with? like Paul George. Like, yeah, because he doesn't play like with Westbrook, he didn't play like himself, and then with Kawhi, he hasn't played like himself. So what superstar you think he could play?
Nah,
with?
they had 30. Remember, they both had 30 and against you Dallas.
I'm talking about playoff wise.
Against Dallas, yeah, they finished with he had like 30 back to back. Him and a Kawhi, 6 and
So you think him and Kawhi
7.
play good together?
They play well together. I think he just needs. I think he just needs.
He needs to be the
an
man or no?
No, I think he's comfortable being that Robin. I think he let Kawhi do him, let him kill. He's comfortable being that Robin. Him being number one, it's not Indiana days. You know, I'm a little bit older, so you got to take that step back. I think him being that number two is definitely good for his mental. So you have to worry about all that pressure being on him.
Nah, but see, I think Paul George is better than that, man. Yeah, and I know I was skeptical of Paul George episode 2, so just in case anybody was watching, I do know I remember saying I don't think Paul George could be the first or the best player on the championship
So what do you
team.
say now?
I think he's showing that if he could be this Paul George and you get him a CJ McCollum type of player or Bradley Beal type of player.
Somebody just said that in the chat. He needs a guard.
He needs a guard. You get him a strong Robin.
Yeah.
Borderline Batman.
Okay.
Paul George could probably do something.
Like a Dame? What about Dame?
That'll be tough. I think him and Dame would be tough.
That'd be tough.
But you got to see if Paul George can sustain this level of play throughout the rest of the play.
Now, last question on this topic. Can the Clippers win more games in the playoffs without Kawhi?
Yeah, they can win. I mean, they haven't won a game yet.
Yeah.
So they down 1-0. Yeah, of course they could.
Yeah, because y'all both got Clippers. Y'all both got Clippers
I got Clippers winning.
Tonight?
Yeah.
No, the series.
I got one tonight.
So
too.
what's your series predictions?
I got Clippers in 7, primarily because I think the veteran leadership of the Clippers is going to show. I think we're overhyping the Devin Booker train a little too early. He has been playing sensational. Chris Paul hasn't even touched the floor yet. So we got to wait and see what happens with that against this Clippers defense. But what I think overall, I feel like the Clippers veteran leadership, having Rondo, having Reggie Jackson, having Paul George, having Patrick Beverly, having Marcus Morris, having these players who've been in the deep playoff runs, who've seen a little bit of playoff success. I think you're gonna see that in the later stages when it goes to 7 games. I don't think they're ready. I don't think the Suns are ready.
Yeah, I think definitely Clippers had a chance to steal. I mean, we'll get to that, right? At the end?
What?
The Clippers Suns preview?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get
Then.
to that. Okay.
I just wanted to recap on Friday's games.
Okay.
But
cool.
let's get into the topic that JT been waiting for. Let's recap from Saturday, Game 7 basketball at its finest. Bucks defeat Nets 115-111 in overtime. Giannis had 40 points, 13 rebounds, and a big shot from Middleton down the stretch. I don't know what happened to KD's killer instinct. Then pulled through with an air ball for the game-tying shot.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
First question. What did I want to
to
know what did the
Yo, he is,
hold on. First question.
Listen, it's so funny.
I've been
Look,
waiting.
Hold on, Ross.
waiting.
Can I ask the first question?
relax, I'm saying relax. You
Can I
good.
ask the
I'm
first
just saying,
question?
I've been waiting.
So,
The Bucks won. How can they won?
Oh, I know they won.
all right. So,
I know
so
that.
Hey, but America, did I not send you your money?
I don't care about
I'm
that.
gonna let you know.
I don't care about that.
I
don't care about that. I don't
made
care
my
about that.
word. I sent him his money. You know what I mean, we had it, as you seen from the last taping. You know what I mean? We had a bet on it. Me and Chris. I made my word. Just want to let you know.
yeah, shout
Go
out to
ahead.
Rose for sending my money. I'm still waiting for my other 25, but it's cool. This guy sitting next to
Hey,
me.
first question. All right.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my money, but we good. Yo, so the first question: what did the Bucks do to win?
Good. You the Bucks fan. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
What did the Bucks do to win? It's your team, right? What did they do to win?
What did the Bucks do to win? First of all, they listened to me.
Yeah, right.
They listened to me.
You gave me a halftime speech, right?
They listened.
They watched 40
Can you
Central.
stop?
You
Interrupted me.
Watch 40.
Please.
Bud was live
Can you
on 40
stop?
Central.
Can you stop? Wait, can we just take a commercial break?
Well, what?
Now, no commercial break.
Please. They're about to say happy birthday.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Shout
my
out to
bad, my bad,
JT's
my
mom.
bad.
It's her
Yeah, shout out,
birthday.
shout
We
out,
about to
shout
sing
out.
happy birthday to her.
Yo, that's crazy.
Everybody, please.
Yes, everybody put happy birthday in the chat. Happy birthday in the
birthday.
chat. Yes, sir. We got to sing a happy birthday. So JT's here with us today.
Yes. This is the part that kind of sucks when you gotta work. And,
Yeah,
you know,
this
is
is
the part of podcasts that people don't appreciate.
yeah.
Like you're gonna really miss some things. You're gonna miss, moments. But we doing this for the bigger picture. But
Right.
I just want to say, Mom, happy birthday, happy 35th birthday. So shout out to you. Let's give you a round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause to JT's mom. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Ben. Different look.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. We're gonna sing a happy birthday live on the pod, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna sing a happy birthday right now. I'm trying to FaceTime. Hey. Go ahead.
We love.
We live. I can't waste that much time. The people are gonna be upset.
Turn the phone so they can sing to the people.
Oh, turn the phone. Let's go. What?
Y'all ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mommy. Happy birthday to you.
Give a round of applause, y'all.
Hey,
Another year.
another blessing, man. Yes.
Let's get it.
Up, she blew out the candle. Sorry. Now,
Back to live
Yes.
action.
yes,
We back to
Yes.
live action.
yes, I've been waiting.
You
Yeah,
don't know how to act when
yeah, I've been waiting.
Now he can focus up.
Yes, yes,
You
I've
answer
been
the
waiting. I've been
Can
waiting.
you answer the question?
I've been waiting. What's the question? Give me the question. Give me the question. Give me
The question was,
Go ahead.
what did the Bucks do to win the series?
Let me close it.
Is it series or game 7?
We always do game
The
7. What did
series.
Is it game
both?
The
Both.
series.
We're gonna get to game
Listen,
7.
listen to the question.
The
Listen to
series, the
question. What did he
series, the
say?
series.
What did he say?
He said
series.
he said game 7.
No, I mentioned what KD did in game 7. The little
First,
air
we're starting
ball.
with the series,
But
right?
we're gonna get to the series.
Go to the series. Go ahead.
Series. What did they do to win the series? They showed resilience. They showed mental toughness. They showed the ability to make adjustments. They showed that they could show up when it mattered most. They showed that Bud showed that he could actually show up in a big game. Giannis proved that he's starting to enter that stratosphere of being consistently mentioned with the Titans of the NBA.
Okay.
He's
But
Chris Middleton has shown he had to get over the PG syndrome too. A lot of people, such as my co-host, said that Chris Middleton shouldn't take the last shot. He said Chris Middleton should not take it over Giannis. But we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to game 7.
we'll get to that.
But the Milwaukee Bucks, like I
Milwaukee Bucks.
picked to come out of the East,
Mhm.
have advanced and beat the so-called Showtime New York Nets. That's what I like to call them, Showtime New York Nets.
Okay.
Fake Showtime Nets.
Fake Showtime.
Fully healthy.
They beat
Nets.
the big 3. They beat the big bad wolf of Kevin
Did
Durant.
they really beat the
They
big
beat the
three?
big bad wolf of James Harden or the dynamic duo, whatever you want to call them. They stopped it.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You said injuries are part of the game.
Hold on.
Royce.
Yes.
You say you want to stop interrupting me. You said that.
Okay, go
You
ahead.
said
Go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
You said that.
You're right.
Like I was saying.
You're right.
They did a bunch of things well. They sustained and weathered the storm. That was the ultimate reason for their success. When they got punched in the mouth, they may have stumbled, but they didn't fall. If they did fall, they got right back up and they swung back. You have the floor, my brother.
One thing I do give mental toughness, they definitely show because people forget it was down 0-2. So I definitely
No,
give
can you
that.
start by saying your prediction was wrong?
I was wrong, obviously.
Okay, I'm just making sure you
They know
you
that.
got
You just said that. You just all that. You just
I
did
want to
that.
make sure they hear it from you, though. You have to build your relationship with the people.
I'm fine. We
Yeah,
good.
the people
Me and
waiting
people's
for you
good.
to tell them.
Listen, they
You
were.
was
I
wrong.
was wrong.
Okay.
A lot of people picked the Nets. You know what I mean? I was one of the people, and they were wrong. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. But like you said, down 0-2, mental toughness. That's cool. That's cool. I get that. But we just mentioned. Oh, you just mentioned Donovan Mitchell injury, right? He was really talking about that injury, right? We don't talk about Kyrie Irving. We don't talk about James Harden's injury during that time. We said they beat the big 3, an injured big 3. But it's okay. You don't want to bring that up. It's fine.
So you're using injuries as an excuse?
Just like Chris said, it's part of the game. But I'm just saying,
But I asked you a yes or no
I brought
question.
it up as a factor.
I'm asking you a yes or no question.
How's it an excuse? It's a reason. It's one of the
So
reasons
there's
why
no such thing as excuses.
it's a reason.
It's a
There's
reason.
excuses and there's reasons. Two different things, JT. Are you following?
I'm not following.
So injuries
Elaborate.
not,
Elaborate. The
Injuries are
difference between excuses and reasons.
reason are actual facts, right? That happen on the as we're talking about the game, right? To cause an outcome of the game. So if your best player gets injured, doesn't that change the outcome of the game?
Potentially.
Right.
Potentially.
Just like we talked about earlier when you mentioned Donovan Mitchell was injured, and we could clearly see that also helped in the Clippers' favor. Did it not?
It could, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So just like in the Nets game, injuries to James Harden and Kyrie Irving, did that not help in the Bucks' favor even a little bit?
Possible.
So I'm taking that as a yes.
It's
all right,
possible.
so cool.
It's possible.
Let's get to game 7.
Go
Let's
ahead.
get to game 7.
This is the game I wanted to talk about.
All right, so game 7, Giannis 40 points, 13 rebounds. KD at 48. He went 0 for 6 in overtime.
He did.
Basically, what did KD didn't do for them to win?
The big bad wolf, the
What did he-
man you said
He didn't.
was the best player in the world.
Yeah.
The man you said was better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. The man you said
Yes.
was going to go to the championship.
Yep.
The man you said who got bounced
Giannis got
out
the
in the
championship.
second round of the Eastern Conference.
Game
The
7.
same Eastern Conference that LeBron used to take a cakewalk through. What's a
Oh,
cakewalk?
you don't.
When LeBron
Is it
was
the same
in there,
competition?
when LeBron
No,
was
is it
in
the
there,
same
it was a
competition?
cakewalk.
Is it the same
Can
competition?
you stop interrupting?
Can you say I'm
Can you
not
stop
going to let
interrupting?
last
Can you
American
stop
people?
interrupting?
Listen,
Can you stop interrupting?
is it the same competition?
Can you stop interrupting?
Okay, it's the same
Please.
East. Okay, it's the same East.
Please.
Go ahead.
Please. Can you please stop interrupting me? Like I was saying, the big bad wolf that you proclaimed, you said he was the best player in the NBA. You
Still
said he
believe it.
got this.
Still believe
I
it.
picked Kevin Durant over LeBron.
Yeah.
Anytime. You said
Anytime.
this.
And over Giannis.
You said this, not me.
Mhm.
I didn't say this. You said this. You said you picking him over the king. But he can't get out the second round. He can't get out the second round.
LeBron didn't get the first round. Right?
Oh, so we doing that.
Yeah, you just said second round, right? Be over the big bad king, right? That's what you said,
You
right?
also won a chip.
So let me ask you a question.
also won a chip in the West. Something Kevin Durant
Last year.
needed Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond.
Just like everybody else had help, right?
That's fine.
Hey,
That's
right.
fine. You say you're gonna stop interrupting me. You keep interrupting me. But
Okay.
that's cool. That's cool.
I
This
do
is
ask
why
you
I
a
keep
question.
beating you. This is
That's
why I
why-
keep beating you.
Why?
This is why I keep beating you because you keep interrupting me.
I'm
because you know
going to
you're
your
wrong.
point.
But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
That's neither here nor there. You say you're gonna stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. I appreciate that. So now, the same man that won a chip in the West, the big bad West, the West that everybody ran away from, went to the cakewalk East. Anybody go to the championship? The Knicks made the fourth
It's the same
seed.
East?
LaMelo Anthony made the playoffs his rookie year. You can do a lot in the Eastern Conference. But now, when Kevin Durant loses in the East, it's the big
Bro,
bad
he don't smoke
Bucks.
hook.
Giannis and them had whatever. KD injuries.
So
Why you can't just have not done enough? Why it can't be KD's fault?
So it's how much percent of blame you put on KD?
Can you answer my question?
What?
And then I'll answer your question.
What's the question?
Why it can't be KD's fault?
I'm not putting all the fault on Kevin Durant. He gets some blame just like everybody else gets some blame.
Blame for what?
For the loss. The only thing I blame was for not stepping his feet back a little bit beyond the 3-point line. That changes the whole game. That changes this whole conversation, right? But since his foot was on the 3-point line, they went to overtime. That changes the whole. Little things like that we don't bring up, right? That actually matters in a game. But you said, oh, the big bad Kevin Durant, right? Why couldn't he do it, right? He didn't have James Harden, right? He didn't have Kyrie Irving, right? He should have did it, right? But then we bring up LeBron with no Kevin Love and Kyrie, and he couldn't do it. But I can't use the same.
You're
thing
the
for
same man that said.
let me ask you a quick question.
I might have a quick answer.
Do you think? Hypothetical. I know we don't. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Giannis wins a chip, right?
So
Your team wins a chip, right?
You doing it if?
Your team
Just
wins a
say
chip.
you're doing it if for the
'Cause
camera.
you said
Just say you're doing it if for the
you're
camera.
doing
and
it
then
for the
I'll
camera. All right, listen.
Okay. And we don't do ifs.
We don't do
Giannis-
ifs. Nah.
If you,
Heard you.
okay, sure. If Giannis auntie, right? He wins a chip, right? Is he the best? I know I fucked that up.
Auntie Giannis?
Antetokounmpo, yes.
Okay.
If he wins a chip, he's the best player in the world.
Listen.
No, is this yes or no question?
Listen.
Is this a yes or no
I
question?
said I might have a yes or no answer.
Okay.
I might, and I don't.
Okay.
So, if Giannis wins a chip, is he the best in the world? By the standards that y'all use.
Who's
when
y'all? No. Your opinion.
My
No.
take. My take.
Yo,
My take.
go ahead.
To answer your question in yes or no format, if Giannis wins a championship, will he be the best player in the world? Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
I respect that.
Not really.
Okay.
All right,
That's what I wanna know.
I want to go to the next question,
Well,
Wait, yo, bro, don't yell at him like that, bro.
I said, go ahead.
No, but the way you said it, like
He's
you
a
was like,
grown man.
you said it like he was a servant.
I didn't
bro.
even hear you.
Right, he
You
didn't
said
even
it,
hear
but you
me.
said, I heard you.
I said, go ahead.
I heard you when they heard you.
Appreciate
I
you,
said, go ahead.
You
JT.
made it
He
sound,
just
but
said
you
it.
said it like he was a servant, bro.
I said, go ahead.
But don't say it like
Don't
he's
do
a
that,
servant.
Ross.
say?
Don't
How
do
you
that.
want
You
me
work
to
for
I
me,
just want
Ross.
you to say it like he's a
You
grown
work for
man.
me,
I
Ross.
said, go ahead.
All right, you said
Yo, all right, look,
That's
look, look.
crazy. This nigga's, yo, okay.
Is this Bucks team defensively the best in the NBA and should it get more credit?
best in the NBA, I would say no. Best defensive in the NBA, it might be the Jazz. Might be the Jazz.
Ernie, your answer?
Hell no.
Okay.
The Jazz, nigga. We just talked about them blowing a 25-point lead and losing before that in Game 5. Why are they the best defensive team in the league?
So who's the best defensive team?
I have no idea. Clearly nobody. Not the Jazz. Not the Jazz. Say that much.
So who is it? Pick a team. You an analyst. Pick a team.
Ain't nobody really playing great defense to me, in my eyes. So I can't really call it. But
Nobody
I have to
plays
say,
good
of
defense
the
in
ones
NBA?
that's left.
Pick a team, man.
I can't. Is it my take?
Hold
It's
on.
all right. It's hard.
I
man.
want to say something, right? Because you came on a pod and said the Knicks was the third defensively. So you
During the
looked at
season.
defensive teams
During
then.
the season.
So if the Knicks
Alright,
was
so
third,
during
who
the
was
season.
first?
So use during the season for your analysis. Who was you think the best defensive team during the regular?
Well, during the regular season with the Jazz, but not during the playoffs. That's two different things.
Okay.
Clearly, that wasn't the same,
I
right?
said okay. I said okay. Relax.
They said
Relax.
Philly.
Don't come at me.
I just want to make my point
But
clear.
you don't have to come at me. You don't have to do that.
Oh, bro, I'm just want to make my point clear. That's it.
No, I hear you loud and clear, but you don't
Okay.
have to. Again, you did the same thing you did to him. You're doing to me.
I thought.
Can we
I
just
disagree with
debate?
you. We
Can we
debated.
debate? No, we're debating, but I don't like your style of debate.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
Because you like to cut people off. Let the cut people off, stop them in the middle of their points, say what you want to say, answer questions, and ask questions and answer them yourself. That's not how you do a debate. Debate, you have to learn how to listen.
So we watch
Can
all
you
these
listen?
sports takes, right?
Can you
And
listen?
everybody's
You see
sitting
how
there
you cut
talking
me off
over each
again?
other. Know what I mean? But
You
that's
see
how
how
we
you cut
cannot
me
do
off?
debates. That's crazy because the first thing you did when we opened the show, you cut me off.
Did I?
You did. You run the tape back.
You can.
It's okay.
You can.
What's the next
Um,
question, Chris? My fault.
Nah, you good.
Okay.
I'm just trying to speed up a little bit.
This guy's crazy.
No. I'm just trying to speed it up. Did Kevin Durant need more help to win this game?
Clearly. He was gassed by overtime. Gassed. How many minutes he played? 53 minutes? Something like that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's the whole
53.
game, bro. And game 6 and game 7. He's clearly gassed. You don't think he needed help? Hold on. And speaking of help, James Harden, are we gonna have this conversation? Because we've seen a lot of elimination games in game 7s. This man doesn't show up.
Did he play?
He played.
Did James Harden play?
He played.
Did they not trade Karis LeVert and a bunch of other players for this man right here, James Harden, who has never passed the
For
second
a healthy
round
James Harden. Yes.
outside of Kevin Durant?
Yes.
No, he wasn't healthy when they picked him up. He was
What?
actually out of shape. He wasn't healthy.
That means
he wasn't in shape.
So he wasn't
Wasn't
100%
in shape.
healthy?
No, he was not. He had to get in shape.
Okay.
When they got him. But they
Okay.
still got him, nonetheless.
Was he 100% during
No,
the...
he was not.
Okay. All right. So he wasn't...
Everybody's hurt. You just
No.
you literally just
no.
said there's a reason. It's
Listen.
not excuses.
Listen.
You said that.
Right.
Did you not say that?
And he was injured.
Did you
Was he
not say that?
Yes, and he was injured.
So that's a reason, not an excuse.
Okay,
right?
he was injured.
All right.
But he still played, like you said, to the point. He still played. He was
All right,
injured.
there, so there's no excuses.
It's not an excuse, but it's a fact. Why can't I point that out?
He was injured like everybody else.
Who else was injured? Was Giannis
Like
injured?
everybody else.
Yeah, was Giannis injured?
Giannis was exhausted in the fourth quarter.
Oh, God.
On overtime, like you said about Kevin Durant, right? Kevin Durant could be exhausted and it's fine. Every other NBA player is exhausted in the game 7 in the fourth quarter or in overtime.
Right.
I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
I don't want to hear that.
The question
I don't wanna
was,
hear
the
that.
question was, do you have enough help?
Who? Giannis?
No,
No,
Kevin Durant.
KD.
Yes. They went to game 7.
During the game
Had
7.
they would have won, he wouldn't have been complaining about help.
Who helped him during game 7?
James Harden. How much he had? 20 points?
Yo, his field goal percentage was horrible. He missed like
All right.
a lot of things in overtime. Joe Harris, we need to talk about.
That is consistent.
Didn't help out. Okay.
You got the floor. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. It's all right. It's okay. You apologize. A lot of people didn't show up. Bruce Brown, I didn't like the way he played this series. Joe Harris, James Harden's injured. Kyrie's not there. Who you depending on? Jeff Green and Blake Griffin and Kevin Durant? Those are your big three? To be Giannis?
And
Middleton,
no, go ahead.
everybody
Giannis
else?
and who else?
Middleton and
Giannis
anybody else? PJ
Oh,
Tucker,
now Middleton's a somebody.
no one said he
now
wasn't somebody.
PJ Tucker's help.
Middleton
I
played.
don't know.
I think Middleton and KD. Well, Middleton played 51 minutes, and KD played 53.
Yeah, they don't play that because they went to overtime, of course.
So they both-
So they were both exhausted. One hit shots and one didn't.
Okay. They
So
won.
why? So can you give KD the same slander you would give any other player who didn't perform in the overtime?
I said he
game
gets
7,
blamed.
win or go home.
I said he gets blamed.
How much though? You didn't give a percentage.
10%.
10%.
10% blame.
He went 0 for 6 in overtime.
Right.
The
But
0 for
best
6 in overtime and shot an air ball.
why are you forgetting? Why are we forgetting? There's not 48 minutes of basketball before that. Did we not watch the game? The order shit he did up to hit the clutch shot to send it to overtime. Are we gonna forget that?
So then-
we gonna forget that, right? We didn't bring that up, right? We hit the clutch shot, right? And everybody said this shit was over. But everybody texted the group chat. Wow, he's different. What if that had been a 3? What if then what
We don't do ifs. We don't do
different
ifs.
conversation, right?
You said
Because
we
it went
don't
to
do
over-
ifs.
So we went to
Stop
overtime.
doing hypotheticals.
Talk about the full game. Don't talk about this overtime. Go out his over 6, but he's a nigga that brought him to overtime. Right? Did he not? He not hit a clutch shot. Okay.
Him and other players on the game at the game.
Yo, right. Okay. Who? James Harden, right?
No, Chris Middleton had a big shot.
Right.
KD hit a big shot.
Okay.
Giannis hit a big hook shot. Everybody stepped up but Kevin Durant when it mattered most. But you don't give him no blame though. You saying that it's you said that it's like I don't understand. You
Hold on.
saying
How much percent of blame you giving KD?
he's the best player in the world, the best player in the East,
But you don't think
the
so.
best player in the
But
on
you
the
don't think
Nets,
so. So how
on
much
the
credit you
Nets.
gonna give him?
I gotta give him at least 25%.
Okay.
At least 25%.
How much blame does Nash deserve?
That's to serve 75%.
Why?
Because he did not prepare the Nets to go for a long series.
Hold on, we got a guest here. We got Mayani. Shout out to Mayani for pulling up.
Shout out.
He want.
Wait. Make sure you put emphasis, Yanni, KD fan.
KD. Oh,
Say
he's
the-
a KD.
Yeah, come on, say the whole thing.
Oh, that's
Give the people the
okay.
proper perspective.
Okay, I like
Can't
that.
be a fan.
I like that.
That's fine.
Oh, hold on. He got a he,
Why you think you gotta jump in?
he got an opinion. He got
jumping you, Ross. So
He got an opinion. Hold on.
Hold you down. So
Yeah.
we gonna be fair and we gonna be honest, right? KD, for you to say KD did not step up, JT, you're ludicrous. And the reason why I say that is because for you to go, how many games did he go with scoring 40 points? Yeah, y'all got the stats, no? All right, but we'll pull that up. Somebody pull that up. That's on the live feed right now. You can post it in the comment. And then we also factor in, right, as the main focus point, the main focal point on offense, for you to still go out and score 40 plus points, playing 50 plus minutes. Every player needs a supporting cast. His supporting cast did not step up. That's a different statement. Now, for KD to hit a game-tying shot, mind you, toes behind the line, they possibly win that series. For you to say he didn't step up, you don't know basketball.
And you didn't give no blame to the supporting cast.
Well,
at all.
to go back to that,
Hold on, let's go this, right? So, game 7, he plays 53 minutes. Game 6, he plays 40 minutes. Game 5, he plays 48 minutes. Game 4, 42, right? Scores 48 the last game, 32, 49, 28, 30, 32, and 29 this whole series. What are you talking about, JT? I'm lost.
He didn't step up.
Where he didn't step up at? And he's the main focal point on offense, and everybody knows that he's getting the ball in the world. People in FanDuel's betting $30,000 on him. Why? Because they know he's going to score over 30. Where he didn't step up at? Please let me know.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too? That last possession, before they went to overtime, we all knew KD was getting the ball. We know he's gonna take the shot. We all know he's gonna make it. And he did. So it's like,
Unlike LeBron,
that's a Twitter question we're gonna get to next.
No. Unlike LeBron, everyone knows KD's taking that shot. Even everyone knows LeBron would have passed it to Joe Harris and made everyone burn his jersey for no reason.
All right, so do you want to just get into that topic now?
yeah, go ahead, man.
JT and Ernie, I want to get in that topic
Do I
now.
have a chance to rebuttal? Against
Yeah, you
that?
can rebuttal. Yeah, you can rebuttal.
I'm gonna make this rebuttal short, and I'm gonna just keep it like this. I'm going by the standards that y'all give the proclaimed best player in the world. Nobody cares when you're the best player in the world and you done played 50, 100, 125, 5 overtime. Nobody cares. Nobody has sympathy for game where he hit 2 big shots in back-to-back overtime. They didn't care about how many minutes Dame Lillard played that game. You the best player in the world, right? Because in game 5, when you did that comeback, You was the best player in the world. You took the throne away from LeBron. Close the series. If you the best, close the series. Don't give me excuses about how much minutes you played. You the best. Nobody cares about that, bro. But much credit to Kevin Durant because he just came off an Achilles injury. I respect that. But we're not going to act like we're going to have sympathy for how much time you played, but you're the best player in the world. LeBron, you can say LeBron's career was 6 extra seasons because he went back to back to back to back
But his
to back
supporting
finals.
cast stepped up
But
for
no, wait,
him.
let me finish. Nobody cares about the extra seasons that LeBron played. Did you seal the deal? As simple as that. Kevin Durant did not do that. Therefore, you did not do enough. Because when it comes to LeBron losing in the finals, nobody cares about the triple doubles that he's averaged. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cared about the year where he lost and he was the best player on the floor. Nobody has sympathy for that. So now you, Kevin Durant, you the best player. No, you got to take that L. That's on me.
You took the L.
And,
All right.
and do that. That's all you got to do.
Mayani got something to say too. Yeah.
So to your statement where LeBron averaged that triple double in the finals and he lost, right? Everyone in the league respected LeBron in that series because he had to do much more. So that loss right there, even though he lost, again, don't get it twisted. We're not saying he didn't.
This is crazy.
He lost. However, they respected his game because he had to do that much more. And that validated him not having a strong support cast for that specific series. And again, he was going against LeBron. He was going against KD, Steph. Yes, he was going against one of the. You don't have receipts to prove that. You don't have receipts to prove that. You don't have receipts to prove that, and I don't even remember me saying that. So, at the same token, again, what we're saying is that I'm a KD fan. So, in that series alone, you have to give respect to LeBron. He should have won Finals MVP that year. However, let's go on back to the KD and the original point. Joe Harris shot from 3 the same percentage as Ben Simmons. That is insane,
Horrible.
right? James Harden turned into James Harden of OKC in that series. And this is the same. Hold on, this is the same James Harden who was scoring champ, step back 3, boom, 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 boom. Like, I'm confused as into where was his supporting cast. Why didn't James Harden take that last shot if he would have had a lesser defender on him?
Well, to answer that question, they both had one-on-one coverage, so either one of them could have took it. But like y'all said, everybody in the building knew Kevin Durant needs to take that shot. And he took that shot. And he made that shot.
All right, so now, sorry, I had to say unbuzz me. So again, my point is this: that James Harden, being the elite scorer he is, right, with less defensive talent on him, why couldn't he not step up and score over 30 points?
Well, step up and score over 30 points. Listen, he had
and
open shots. He
unbuzz me
wasn't
real
making
quick.
them.
Wait, hold on.
The same shots that he got during the season that he was making. He started in the playoffs and he wasn't
So
making.
do you feel he choked again?
My fault.
Do you feel he
James.
choked again?
James, you paying attention real quick? My fault, big bro. You paying attention?
Go ahead.
All right, so I want to know, like, this is the same James Harden, right? That's scoring 40. Like, the lesser talent that he had, if you had such a good coaching, right? Because the coaching that Brooklyn had is essential to just picking up street players. Like, they didn't really need no coaches. You could have went and coached that Brooklyn team because you would have did the same thing. Yo, ISO, give the ball to KD or Kyrie. So now, when we also factor in, right, Steve Nash and them being a rookie coach, this is his first time being put in a position where you had to learn, okay, you know what? I got to add rotational plays, the importance of a supporting cast. Banking on 3 superstars heavy, that's what cost LeBron his first ring in Miami, going against the Dallas team who was better well coached. Like, you got to also factor in to win a championship or win a game. It takes a lot of different variables to mix at a given time. Where was DeAndre Jordan at? Where was let's see who you want to say, Claxton? Where was
That's why I said Nash gets 75% of the blame. I said Nash gets 75% of the blame because of that.
What does Kyrie? So now, right? You say that that's a superstar team or whatever the case may be, and it's KD. KD's there, Harden, and I guess you want to, for their big 3, right? They're role players that fill out, and this is the same situation that Miami had to face with Pat Riley being a GM. Now, because you top heavy in terms of superstars, your role players mean just as much as your superstars because they are going to be covered, or the team principle defensively is going to be to cover these specific players given certain time frames. Why didn't Steve Nash or KD make the right basketball? Don't leave now.
I gotta use the bathroom.
Wow, you panicking that much? You got a urine?
Running from the debate.
That's crazy. Let's flash the camera on Chris. Okay, yeah. So
Nah, I agree with what you're saying.
no, I don't need you to agree with me. The world is agreeing with me. The world is agreeing with me. I don't need you to agree with me. So nah, the world is agreeing with me. That's why. So they listen. I want to understand your debate on LeBron and what makes his competition more superior than Jordan's competition.
Go to the KD.
Oh, I thought we
and-
was doing that.
No, not right now.
Oh, my fault. Sorry.
Nah, go to the KD.
Okay,
and LeBron.
I apologize. I
No,
apologize.
we're gonna get to that, man.
Killer Instinct.
Unmute me. Nah. I want to ask you, Ernie. Fuck all the Nets laws. We get
they
that.
lost, it happens. All
It
right.
happens.
Right.
Move on.
Yeah.
What's next for the Nets? Like, what are they gonna do in the off season, and what's next for them next season?
The big three definitely is gonna be back. I just feel that their role players, man, showed a lot. I think they keep Blake. Shamit, I don't think they're gonna keep him. I think they may keep Bruce Brown. Claxton, they're probably gonna keep DeAndre Jordan probably out of there, and they need to probably get maybe a few more pieces to help them. And it's funny too because they said they could have had PJ Tucker at some point, so I don't know what the fuck the Nets was doing. They should have picked him up. And you see that cost them in the end. So they got a lot of things to do, but they'll be back. They'll be back. What do you think they should do?
I think they should just keep the same core. I think they do need a big man.
Yeah,
I think they gotta sign like a big man to like a vet minimum. Even if Drummond leaves the Lakers, that'd be a good pickup. Even if
McGee or somebody or Howard. Somebody.
McGee,
Yeah.
Dwight. Dwight still could hoop, but I don't think he'll make a crazy impact.
They just need an anchor. You know what I mean?
The crazy shit is Wild said they could go 74-8.
No, that's crazy. But
he said they could go 74-8 with the team they got now. If they was healthy. Which is crazy. But yeah, I just think they need a solid big man. And that's what killed them because they couldn't even play DeAndre Jordan late in the stretch.
Yeah, they need a solid big man that can move around, that can also guard, hopefully maybe a 1 through 5 or something like that, because then you could put Blake at the 4, and then have them 3 out there. You know what I mean? And keep Blake right there and not be.
So you think they re-signed Blake?
Yeah, for sure.
They re-signed Blake.
KD
did say after they lost, like he'll go out and play with Blake anytime. And what's his name? Brown, yeah. Bruce Brown. He said those two is like he'll go out there and battle with them anytime.
Yeah. Sham and Green Green play good. I think they're both out of there because they give them contracts and probably trade for a big, like you said. So yeah, where do the Bucks go from here?
Somebody said trade Joe Harris. You think they should trade Joe Harris?
No, because I think he had just a bad series against Milwaukee. I don't think I'll trade him. You good? Nah, you good? He had a bad series. They had 1-3. He hit 1-3 or him or Harden. Changes everything. I know we don't do what is, right? Whatever. Now whatever. Sure we don't. Yeah. That guy's something else.
I wanted to recap on Sunday's game with Hawks and Sixers.
There we go.
JT can't do it. JT's over there.
There we go.
JT,
man. That's what I've been talking about. Hawks and Sixers. You ready? Yeah, what happened?
JT's over there in pain.
What happened? You good? What, the bubble guts?
Yeah, JT's out for the count, chat. You stuck?
What's good with your man?
I don't know. I think Yanni poisoned him.
Nervous on the debate, man. Yanni came in and he just. Oh my gosh, you good?
Yeah, walk it off.
You some, bro, I got some lemon water, bro. Go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo. Oh my God. So would you wanna I wanted y'all to like go at it with this
the Philly?
The Philly.
We all waiting for him. This is crazy.
Yo, this is crazy. JT's out for the count, chat. I don't know what to do.
I think he's tapped out, man. I think you know what I mean? He heard a lot and he just bring somebody else in because he's done a commercial break, something. I'm chilling. So let's get to the Hawks series. We'll talk about it. Before we start though, Ross, I do want to say you was right. Your prediction was a little questionable, but you was right. Okay. You said Hawks in 6 or 7. You know we don't do that, but you was right. I give you your credit. Okay.
You was right. But let's get to Game 7. I just want to talk about Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
So Hawks defeat Sixers 103-94 in the Game 7. Trae Young shoots 5 for 23, but still somehow gets a double-double, 21 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
What helped the Hawks win the game despite Trae Young's bad shooting?
Now, what's his kid name? What's the shooter name?
Herder.
Purdy, yeah, he definitely stepped in big. I think Collins played tough against Embiid, him and Capella. I think they just wore him down, man. I think they matched everything Philly threw at them. I think Ben Simmons was just a liability, and you could tell Joel Embiid. I feel like he don't want it, man. And it's funny because it's like after the loss we had to Kawhi, when Kawhi hit that shot, we started crying, and he had the meme and everything like that. We all thought he was gonna come back tough, like yo. People saying like yo, he was crying, but he showed hard. He really wants it. I think that series, man, we see like once Danilo Gallinari strips you and ends the game like that, I think he just took your heart. And
Yeah, I think that
like,
was bad basketball the last 2 minutes.
Gallinari, bro. Out of all people,
They started to play hero ball. They want to all take the shot.
right? I think Tobias Harris played great. I think Steph Curry played good.
24
Yeah, him and Steph Curry stepped up. I think Joel, he just granted he'll score, but I feel like all this outside shit, he
didn't shoot well that whole series.
Who?
Embiid. Like his field goal percentage. Like
he had the numbers, but his
field goal percentage was terrible. I think Ben Simmons played terrible. I think the momentum change in that game was when Ben Simmons actually had the free dunk to tie it up.
Oh, I mean,
and then he passed it out, and then he got fouled, and he may want to miss one.
Right.
I think that was momentum because the crowd was into the game. It was 1 minute left. I think if Ben Simmons dunks that ball, it's tied up. Who knows what could happen?
But it's a mental thing.
And then that is a mental thing. And then I think right after Trae Young came down and hit a 3, and then that changed the momentum. It was.
Nah, but the thing is, Ben Simmons didn't want to shoot that late. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to get fouled and go to the line.
But
Yeah,
why though?
He's scared to shoot. He's scared. He can't hit the.
So you finished the dunk.
I agree, but he was nervous. He was going to get fouled.
But if he finished the dunk, I said, "And if he make a miss, at least he got the 2 points."
I agree, but he was scared of the moment.
I think it's a mental thing with that team because even Joel Embiid, like I think he started off 8 for 8, starting off the game hot. You know what I mean? And then he just slowly like I don't understand why like you could kill Clint Capella every single time. We've seen that, but then when it gets late in the game, he doesn't show up. Like he let him and John Collins get the best of him. Like, and I think it's a mental thing. I think he just doesn't want it, man. He doesn't have a heart to do with him or Ben Simmons. So. But that being said, what about coaching Doc Rivers? And
I was gonna ask
Justin,
you.
It's like, nah, if I got ahead, Doc Rivers, don't talk about. All
I
right.
didn't say that.
I'm telling you,
Rewind that tape.
No, yeah. Last episode he mentioned something about Doc Rivers blows leads, and you and JT did say something. You said it was a pattern, and y'all both did say something.
I was like, nah.
You was like, what? Nah.
Like, nah, it ain't no pattern. Hell no.
I mean, JT debated about it, but I want to know: are the Hawks serious enough to win the championship?
At this point. Anybody, I think it's a toss-up, man. Anybody going to like this? If the Hawks win against, I know they play the Bucks, right? Matchup, right? Will you be surprised? Will you be that shocked?
Would I be surprised if they beat the Bucks?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would. I'm not gonna lie. Just because the Bucks are a deeper team than the Hawks, and
they got nobody to stop Giannis.
They have nobody to stop Giannis. They have shooting. They have everything. But the Hawks are surprising me because they are getting this deep. But when you look at their bench and even them on the floor. They got shooters. They got the big man. They got the star and Trae Young, up and coming star.
Nate McMillan. Yeah,
they have they have a great coach actually. He changed that whole thing. It was like 15. What was it? 15 and 30.
Crazy.
And nobody thought they would even make the playoffs. And then now they made the playoffs, and now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think they don't have enough to win the championship. But I'm just surprised at what they're doing.
So now, do you think that people will go to Atlanta?
People's already.
I think they're going out there anyway.
They're going to bring Nick back,
I'm talking about the
bring Nick back.
Oh, they're playing a team.
Yeah.
Nah. Because it's a small. It's a
same thing you thought.
Yeah, it's a small market, so I don't think they would.
Shit, me people listen.
But look, they draft good. They signed Gallinari to like 77 million.
They got Lou Will. They
got Lou Will for the trade for Rondo, which was a good trade for them because Rondo didn't fit with them. Do
you think Rondo's help Rondo being there helped Trae Young to get where he's at today?
Nah, because I don't think they played enough games together. He said that Rondo helped Trae Young.
Like coach, like I've been here before. Let me show you the roads of how to win. And then
it's possible. Like you
maybe
a little bit of confidence, a little bit of you teach him a little bit. But
he always had a chip on his shoulder, so
it's possible. But I don't think that he did anything.
Would you quick about Atlanta? Would you rather see? Oh, we'll get to that anyway. Atlanta versus Phoenix, if they do go, versus Clippers versus Bucks. Matchup wise, like Devin Booker versus Trae Young.
I'm rooting right now for the Suns to win the chip just because of Chris Paul.
Okay.
Like I really want him to win the ring. I think he deserves one. I think he's a fan favorite. I think he doesn't get enough credit. But we'll see what happens. We'll even see how long it takes to come back. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
I got the Bucks
I got the Bucks.
in 5.
I got the Bucks in 5.
I got Atlanta.
I know me and Ernie bet.
Yeah.
Wow.
We bet.
And we got the Phoenix bet too.
You gave. Wait, hold on.
No, me and you
I'll
didn't
take
bet
the
Atlanta
Bucks.
bet.
Yeah,
You
we got-
gave-
we
Oh yeah,
got-
we did bet the Atlanta
No,
bet.
no,
No,
no.
we
You
bet
gave me the
Phoenix.
Nets.
We bet Phoenix. We bet
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
I'm giving you Atlanta.
No, you can't give me.
You gave me the Nets.
No, I didn't. Actually, you won. You said Nets.
No, I said
yes,
Bucks.
you did. No, the first
No.
series. The first series.
I said
You
Bucks.
get. You pick. Let me pick the team. I picked and I won.
Right. I gave you that. And then you said.
Then
yo,
I said, "Yo, who you want? Nets or Bucks?" You said, "I got the Nets." I was like, "All right."
That's a lie.
No,
I
it's
said
not.
Bucks.
No, it's not. Bro, I'm not
Somebody
giving you the
shot me.
Hawks. Hell no.
No, give you the Hawks.
Whatever. Rose, what's next for the Sixers this offseason?
God, man, so many question marks.
Trust the process.
Shit.
Like, do they trade Ben Simmons? Do they fire Doc Rivers?
I don't even know, man. To be honest, I don't even know where the fuck you go. Where do you go from there? I'm keeping Seth and Tobias. Now it's the point. If I'm keeping
You keeping who?
Seth Curry and Tobias.
Seth and Tobias. Okay.
Yeah, I'm keeping them. Tobias already locked up. He already signed.
Yeah,
So,
and I think Seth has one more year.
yeah, so they're good.
He
They're
signed a
good
2-year
there.
deal.
And I think they
So
get
out of
Danny
Embiid
Green.
and Ben Simmons. Who you giving up?
Well, I feel like if you trade Embiid, you're rebuilding. So you have to trade Ben Simmons, even though his trade value went down.
Trading Ben Simmons.
But if you trade Ben Simmons, who do you get for him? Because his value is so bad right now.
To be honest, man, I'm trading both of them niggas, man.
I'm trading both of them and rebuilding.
Yeah, I'll probably get a lot back from both of them. You know what I mean?
That shit was mad long.
Because if you keep Joel, he's injury prone. So if you do get a great guard for Ben Simmons and a few other players, you know what I mean? You can't count on Embiid throughout a full season.
Yeah, you can't count on him. But if you trade Ben, it's like, who do you get for him? Like,
Yeah, his value's way down right now.
There's gonna be a team out there that trades.
like,
Yeah.
do you think them?
Regardless, because he
Yes.
does more than if he doesn't need to shoot and he just facilitates.
Like you could
and
trade him to the
he
Kings.
plays
Because the Kings
defense,
got yeah.
There's gonna be a team that picks that up easily. Because
No. I know they could be able to trade him, but can they get the pieces for Embiid to win?
Depending what pieces they giving up.
It depends which.
Because I think his value went down
It went down a
tremendously.
lot,
like
man.
after the series, where they'll probably get like 2 role players and like a pick.
Yeah.
So I
For
don't.
Ben Simmons?
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah. Because who can they get? Like,
No, they have to get somebody a star, some kind of star.
Yeah. We're about to do this right now because JT.
let's go through the topics real quick. Let's stay in the topics and then we'll talk about that.
Who you trading? You trading Ben Simmons or
Oh yeah. Let me ask Honey.
Rose, what's going on, man?
Brother, how you?
Playing, man.
So let me ask you, Yanni.
What's up?
What's next for the Sixers? What do they do in the offseason?
Honestly,
Trade both.
I know it might sound crazy, but if I'm the head of the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm trading Embiid because I can get the most for him. You gotta get him while his stock is high down.
And would you? Yeah, you gotta look over
My
there.
fault, sorry.
So you won't trade Ben Simmons?
The reason why I won't trade Ben Simmons is because we knew coming in to the season and drafting him that his shot was a liability because he was always bigger, faster, stronger than his talent growing up. So he would have to develop that. And then him coming into working with Embiid as being point guard, he was always the focus was to get Embiid the ball. So now if you take Embiid out the equation, he has to focus on improving his game by going through a season or two where they sag off of him, almost similar to like when LeBron played against the Spurs. They sagged off of him and forced him to learn how to shoot the ball. And the only way you really learn how to improve your game is unless you're put in real game scenarios and you lose, so that way you can draw on those experiences.
Okay.
I'm trading Ben Simmons because I'm not. How long is it gonna wait? We went for 3 years, 2018, 2019. Like, how many years you gonna keep going doing the same shit with him?
We also got to remember that he's 5 years removed from playing high school basketball. He's still a kid.
Okay. You put your trust in him.
I don't put my trust
Do
in him.
you think he'll ever be able to develop at least a mid-range jump shot?
Oh, yeah, these are professional basketball players we're talking about. Like, you know what I mean? They get paid to perfect their craft. So.
Well, I heard Stephen A said today that he got a message from somebody in Philly saying that basically Ben Simmons doesn't work at all. Like he's not hard working.
Put the work in the off season. Like you just want to be a, you know what I mean? I'm out here playing the NBA, chase girls around. He ain't trying to really be great. Like
Not trying to get better.
no, because my thing is like, what does he really do that impresses you? He drives to the basket. Yeah, okay, he'll get it. He has what?
He can
14,
pass
15
very well.
points?
And he plays
He's
defense.
6'10". He's supposed to pass over everybody, but I don't know. He plays defense. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. He hasn't locked nobody up in my eyes. I see. He locked Trey up.
So what does Ben Simmons do good, Yanni?
Again, we got to also factor in Ben Simmons is 5 years removed from playing high school basketball. With that being said,
an excuse now?
No, it's not an excuse. It's reality. It's
how old is Ben Simmons now? Like 23?
Again, how long have you been in the league? 4 or 5 years?
No,
right?
The first year he had the red shirt because he got hurt.
Yes.
And then that's when he won Rookie
2018,
of the Year.
2019. Okay.
And then, so now, again, we have to factor in he's only 5 years removed from playing high school basketball, 4 removed from college. In those 2 different seasons, you didn't have to shoot the ball. Why? Because in college, you can rely on pure athleticism. As the competition level rises, you have to improve
he played
your
overseas,
game.
right?
No, he didn't play overseas.
He played
LSU. Where he can drive. At 6'10", you grab the ball. He's ball dominant.
Yeah.
With that being said, he doesn't have to focus on shooting because he can drive to the basket and dunk over more defenders.
But my thing is like this, though, right? To counter your argument, he drives to the basket, right? I foul you hard. He has to go to the free throw line. And we can see from like the 2018, 2019 playoffs, he was shooting like around 70, 71%. His numbers dipped all the way down to now. This is 3 years later. So he was shooting a great clip before, 70, 71. Not great, but league standard. Now just slowly going down. So now they're always going to go up. It's going to go up out of nowhere.
Do you think they should fire the shooting coach? Because he did the same thing to Fultz.
I'm going to be honest with you. That is true.
You think they should fire the Sixers shooting coach?
I think they should. I mean, it's a yes and no. The reason why I say yes, because again, that's your job to help improve these players shooting. Now, at the same token, you have to, as a player, you have to have some type of ownership and be conscious of, if I don't perform, I don't stay in this league very long because of the one and done rule where college players are staying 1 year and coming in at the next. So your ability to show whether you're worth the first overall draft pick is slim, because 2 years in, if you don't produce, you'll experience the Markelle Fultz, you'll experience the Anthony Bennett, where you're only given a 2 or 3 year period, and after that, they're on to the next. So it's different.
But even to that point, right? Like, he has to want it.
True indeed.
He has to want to make fucking free throws. He has to want to learn how to shoot. Like, if he doesn't want it, he's not trying. Like,
I don't think he doesn't want to make free throws. I think he just can't.
What I'm saying, but then be in the gym and work out and shoot free throws.
But it's my thing. Go back to what it's a mental toughness. So I think about like this. We talked about this earlier. Like Joel Embiid getting stripped by Gallinari at the end of the play. That's mental toughness. How you get stripped like that? Like, who are we blaming for this? Because it seemed like he doesn't want it. I said, like, once we see him lose to Kawhi, he was crying. We thought he was gonna come back stronger. He didn't come back. He did good in the playoffs and everything. The MVP could have been, but now it's like, where do you go from here?
That's why I say again, nobody's blaming Embiid, so his stock
do I blame Doc Rivers? Is it a pattern? Because we see it now. He blows a lot of leads. He's the coach. Now, how much percent does he get blamed?
So now we still on the Sixers topic. Do you think Ben Simmons? You think the Sixers should have traded Ben Simmons for James Harden when they had a chance?
Of course,
yes.
I'm taking that trade. Why? Because James Harden is a known scorer.
And
he can pass. Only thing is, he doesn't play defense to the extent of Ben Simmons. However, you have Matthias Thybulle, you have Danny Green for those specific situations. You have Harris. Dwight Howard, you have Harris to kind of take to cover up his deficiencies in that sense. And again, with the way how the league is going, unlike Jordan's era, where you have a lot of two-way great players, you only can be you don't necessarily have to be great 2 ways. You can be great on offense, and then the rest of the team will cover up your deficiencies if you lack on defense.
But defense is about an effort, and I feel like they don't. Like, you could tell towards the end of Game 7, they ain't really step up. Like, you could slowly see the game. Like, man, it's gonna win this. You could just feel it. Like the 100K was shooting good.
True, heard
Trey Long. I mean, Trey. Yeah, he had a cold game, but in the fourth started doing good. Yeah, my fault.
I think to further the argument, that's the difference between the importance of having a team, because being realistic, like, these teams can go either way. Like, people looking at it from the outside, you're saying, okay, Philly's the better team because they have more star powers. But again, in a series, you need certain players to hit lucky shots, or luck has to go a certain way. So Kevin Huerter scoring 30 points in a Game 7 on FanDuel, that's probably a plus 2,500.
Yeah, you love betting.
Huh?
You love betting.
I do.
You love
But
betting.
that goes to leadership. Who's the leader of the Sixers?
You don't need. It's not a. It's like, remember, everyone gets paid to play these games.
But you need somebody to like PJ Tucker is the heart and soul of the Milwaukee Bucks.
You're
Giannis
insane.
is great.
Yeah.
Listen, just listen.
Shut up.
Listen what I'm
I
saying.
don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you.
Wait.
I'm not gonna
Wait.
listen.
Why
Listen,
did you
you
hold on?
sound
Why
dumb.
did you say PJ Tucker is the hardest soul of the
Listen.
Bucks?
They need it. You need that. You need that tough
Ernest.
guy. Listen. Just listen. 2
You
seconds.
have kids who might be watching.
You need
this.
that tough guy. So you think without PJ Tucker they still win?
Ernest, again, I'm just letting you know.
I'm asking you a question.
Before you spill
I'm
your
asking you a
opinions
question.
all over the
Just
world,
answer
you
the
have
question.
kids that's watching it.
I understand that. You think without PJ Tucker they would still won the game? And be honest.
We don't know, Ross.
Keep your stupidity to
Okay.
yourself.
Okay.
I want to. All right, let's
They
go.
don't need no leadership at all. Let's keep playing.
He
I know
said
he
the
was.
heart and soul of the Bucks.
I understand. Obviously, okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Giannis is the heart and soul, but you need that person to help galvanize your team. Like everybody revolves around Trae Young. Who does people revolve around in Philly? Joel Embiid? No. Ben Simmons? No. Doc Rivers? No. Like who's the voice? Nobody.
You see how I helped him though? I
No.
helped
Yeah,
him.
you threw him a lob there.
I gave him the assist to keep his stupidity to himself. Then he, he educated himself, retrained his train of thought, and then he gave a better statement.
All right,
He
so let's
understood Giannis is the heart and soul. Go ahead.
let's go to the next game that happened Sunday. Game 1. Oh shit, my bad. Game 1 of the Suns versus Clippers. Suns defeat Clippers 121-14. Devin Booker's first career triple double with 40, 13, 11. Which team will prove that they can win the series without their main star?
Me being wise, I'll let the less educated one take this stand. Go ahead, Ross.
Chris? Oh, you talking about me? My fault. Yeah, they could definitely win it. They proved it over the Utah series.
Who's yeah? You said yeah.
Like
who?
no, he asked the question.
What team?
Which team will prove that they can win the series without their
said
main
yeah.
star?
Well, I think he meant no, I think talking about
No,
just
he
the
said
Clippers.
he said
Like
what
which team? Which team? You got the Clippers winning, so which?
Yeah, I got the Clippers.
So how can they win without their star? How can they win the series without their star?
I think game 1 was really telling. They only lost by what, 4 points?
6.
6
Yeah,
points.
6
Okay,
points.
4 6 points. And they only had a day and a half of rest. Against a restless Phoenix team. So you telling me they can't go in? I think this is the key. I don't think they're gonna come down and lose another and go down 0-2 again to that Phoenix team. I think they're gonna win tonight and then take back home court advantage to win back in Clippers.
So Yanni, who you got winning the series?
Honestly, if I would say I have the Clippers winning in my heart because I feel like they're a better team because their second unit is better than the Suns' first unit. And again, I understand the importance of depth in a playoff run. But for the sake of 40th century, I'm going to go with the Suns. And the reason why the Suns can win this series, because a lot of times you can feel when a team wants it more, and that carries with momentum. So, when you have a fan in the stands brawling, saying 4 rows sweep, and you actually carry out that sweep, it kind of gives you an extra momentum to say, the fans believe in us. I believe in us. It'll push them. When you got Devin Booker accomplishing career milestones such as the first triple double, that'll galvanize other players. And then when you people like Cameron Payne showing up in game 6 of whatever series it was that they was playing, like that'll also make Devin Booker believe that I don't have to do all the lifting on my own. I can trust in my teammates. So that's what I believe that the Suns are winning because they have momentum on their side.
So you from Clippers to the Suns?
No, in my heart, I feel the Clippers because I like their second unit. However, momentum is with the Suns. So,
but how's it with the Suns?
I not to cut you off, but funny story. I think JT ate an edible. Allegedly.
He did. Allegedly.
Yo.
He did allegedly.
All right, next question. Is Devin Booker a superstar?
Yes.
Without a doubt. We don't even debate.
Yes, no, there's no debate about that one.
No
Yes.
debate?
No debate.
Yeah, we're not going.
Is Devin Booker the next Kobe Bryant?
No.
Can you first you have to define?
I need to get the definition of
Yeah.
the question.
Yes.
What is
What do
Kobe
you
Bryant?
mean?
Like, who is Kobe Bryant when you ask that question? Who is Kobe Bryant?
Yeah,
Like,
what is
like
the question?
skill set, basketball skill set, not accomplishments, not accolades.
Oh, that's a different
basketball
question.
skill set.
Okay.
I would say if you're saying he's the next Kobe Bryant, that means you're essentially saying he's the next Michael Jordan. because
When opposed to
Kobe
getting
patterned
killed.
his game after Jordan. So in that regards, no.
No, Ross?
No.
No. Okay. We went through
I don't
service.
like that question. So that question is like
It's a topic that's
Yeah,
that's
that
hot
is a
that's a
topic.
topic that's hot right now, but that question is not.
Yeah, because we wasn't talking about
That's
this last
his
year.
first. This is
Yeah.
his first. We need more substance from Devin Booker.
Right. His first playoff Sims coming out party,
Is he a
Donovan
great
Mitchell coming
player?
out party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's slow down a little bit. The next Kobe Bryant, like let's relax. Let's relax a little bit.
All right. Who y'all got winning tonight? You said Clippers. Who you got winning tonight for tonight's
Let me
game?
check my ticket. Against who though?
Against the Suns.
Against the Suns.
Said D-Book got more years.
I did what most people don't do. Again, just like my argument, I took them both. So I really,
Same.
at this point in time, I feel like the Clippers can win again because they're second unit. Like, who's gonna match up with?
So you guys
DeMarcus
are Clippers
Cousins?
winning game 2?
Going down 0-2 again for a third time.
Yeah, I have Clippers winning on my ticket, so I'm gonna go with them. But again, the reason why I'm going with them is because I just like DeMarcus Cousins and the second unit. Like that second unit is tough.
What adjustments you think? But-
Somebody in the chat asked the question. They said, should the Suns get credit for playing injured teams?
It's not their fault they're injured. I mean, you got to play who's on the court.
Yeah, and again, you got to remember these are professional ball players. Like they get paid to do their job. So and given that moment, that's how stars are born. So because LeBron, for instance, right, Tom Brady would have never been Tom Brady if Drew Bledsoe didn't get hurt. So he needed that moment, that opportunity to show that he's worthy of, being the franchise quarterback or whatever the case may be. So just because a team has hurt players doesn't mean you should think less of the team. Granted, they have a more likely a chance of losing, but however, these are still professional athletes.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go into the next topic is the Kemba trade. Kemba in the 16th pick gets traded for Al Horford and Moses Brown. Who wins that? Who won that trade?
I think they both. I don't think there's no clear cut winner, but I think it's good for both teams. I think the Celtics got to get Al Horford back, but they should never let him go in the first place. I think Kemba going there. He's only going there for 2 years. I think OKC get 3 first-round picks. I think this year. So I think it's great for them.
They get 2 lotteries.
2 lotteries, which is good. Kemba has a chance to rest up that knee, whatever. He'll probably be out for the next season, most likely, and then probably finish out his deal and then go somewhere else as a free agent. So I think both teams, nobody one over the other. I think both teams did good.
You think OKC keeps?
That was the next question.
He's out of the.
They'll trade him.
Yeah.
But do you think they'll trade him in the season?
Of course. Why not?
No. They're gonna eat up that deal, his contract, because he has a bad contract. Nobody wants. Probably eat up that contract. They don't mind because they're rebuilding and they get the
Now what about
the draft
buyout?
picks.
What if they buy him out and then he signs somewhere else?
Oh, yeah, probably do like Al Horford. They could buy him out, just let him sit on the thing, sit on the bench all day,
I think,
just rehab.
I think who wins that trade, honestly, it depends on the opportunity that Moses Brown is given. Because we've seen in short stints that he can average 17, 15 boards and 6 blocks. Like, that's great numbers. Potentially all-star numbers, if you ask. Given the poor play of centers during this specific era, those are all-star numbers. So if Moses Brown is given the opportunity to show he can start, clearly
and I think the Celtics has lacked the bigs too. So.
Yeah, so I think, and again, they drafted Robert Williams with the hope of him eventually gaining some offensive skills. But again, you can't teach height. So to have Moses Brown, who's like 7'3" or 7'4" or whatever the case may be, I think they're banking on him, seeing the potential in him, and also realizing that he doesn't need the ball a lot, like a couple other players.
But what do the Celtics do though? Do they get rid of Marcus Smart? Do you keep him? You got Jaylen Brown.
You need
there.
players like Marcus Smart, the dogs.
So he's a starting point guard.
No, he's not my starter.
So that's what I'm saying. If you the Celtics, what do? You trade him to get because he's valuable.
You need play. No, he's not valuable. What does he do good?
Plays defense and hustle.
That's it. You can get that from anybody.
Marcus Smart got a crazy contract too, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like he just fits that team makeup because Jason Tatum is not going to dive for the loose ball. Jaylen Brown's not diving for the loose ball.
So he's basically not doing what Terry Rozier did.
Yeah,
Once he
Terry
leaves
Rozier,
there-
in my opinion, is better than Marcus Smart.
Okay,
I would have.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
The next topic Ross wanted me to go over is talk about LeBron's tweet about NBA injuries.
Oh yeah, he was wilding for that. I don't understand that. He was bugging. He was talking about He's basically saying, "Oh, the shortened seasons, why everybody got injured." But my thing is that all the players got injured is usually injury prone anyway throughout the regular season, so that really didn't make sense. And plus, y'all signed a deal with the owners. We had to start because it all came down to money. Everything comes down to money in America.
True.
So you wanted to start like a month earlier, so you get that TV deal and re-up and everything like that for the later. And then you complain about injuries after the fact, but no one said that when y'all signed it. I mean, no one's complaining then, like, "Oh, we're gonna be injured and stuff like that." It's a shortened season, and it's only a shortened season for the people who won the chip, Lakers and the Heat. Everybody else was already home, so everybody else had a layoff, and you had a layoff during the pandemic. So all this complaining about injuries now after you lost is just they trying to just grab headlines and stay in the news cycle because Space Jam's coming out.
No, I think LeBron has a point because you got to understand the physical stress that their body takes is not your average amount of stress. So now you don't have players like LeBron who spends millions of dollars on his body rehab.
But is that they
don't have the luxury to do so because they don't make the amount of money.
Well,
and we also have to be realistic. Most players in the NBA, right, when they sign these big deals, they're not getting exactly all them dollar amounts in that sense because you have taxes, you got to pay the agent and all these different things. So,
like that, right.
you know, as their money dwindles down, you got to also be conscious of, you know what? Hey, I have to spend this money on myself because I am essentially the investment. So now when they aren't doing so and aren't taking care of their bodies the best way as possible, of course you're going to get a roll in the ankle or you're going to get a torn ACL because you haven't rested enough. So again, you also want to play because you've been playing this sport for the last 10, 12 years. So your competitive side is going to push you to play. At the same time, your body itself is not going to be able to physically withstand that type of endurance.
But is it the rest? But is it the rest though? Because look what AD got injured, Kawhi's injured. Who else? All these players got injured. Has a passive hazard of having past injuries. So I really don't blame them on rest because all these players usually get injured.
And they never had the time to heal though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just think he mainly just tweeted it to just honestly tweet it, and then he just speaking for the players because I think that's what all the players thought, but they just didn't say it.
Why? Because they wanted that money, right? They ain't nobody complain when they sign like, "Oh, we gonna get this money, be good."
Yeah, I was saying
right. So it's a give and take.
But then like the All-Star game, like they complain, all players complain on the All-Star game. Why do an All-Star game in a short season?
Yeah,
they could have took that whole week off to rest
because it's about money.
And again,
and Atlanta was open.
If
you're right.
If we're being fair, I think the only thing that possibly gives LeBron the nudge as greatest player of all time is because his advocacy for the players. Like he's a big advocate for players,
and that's why I want Chris Paul to win.
Who?
But that's my main reason why I want Chris Paul to win the chip.
Yeah, I believe so too. Like just LeBron being that voice and also using his voice to speak on issues that other players want to, but they won't get respected in that sense. You know what I mean? So when and you have that debate, if you don't use that point, you're gonna lose, Chris. Just letting you know.
All right, so this is I wanted to play like a little game. So it's creating the best basketball player ever. So it's gonna be categories that y'all gonna pick. You could create your NBA player, whoever you want. So it's gonna be like shooting, ball handling, rebounding, passing, dunk package, layup package, basketball IQ, defensive skill, killer instinct.
Okay, and let's tell the everyone that's in the comment section, make your vote now to see who creates the best player.
Yeah. Make sure y'all do a poll. Do a poll.
Yeah.
One of my moms do a poll.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start off first with shooting. So Ernie go first. Y'all take turns. Ernie go first. Who do you want your basketball player to be to shoot like?
To shoot like?
Yes.
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson. Yanni?
All right, because I'm a former Division I athlete, so I need more clarity on is it shooting on the dribble?
No, it's just shooting. You're creating your basketball player.
Okay.
Best basketball player.
At that position, right?
At we doing just the best.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so all right. So if we had to say shooting, I would say I'll have to say can we go all time or something like that?
Yeah, all time.
All time. Without a doubt, I'm going Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, okay.
Yeah.
You want to get in this too, Justin? All right. Ball handling. Yanni goes first since you're anyway.
Okay. Ball handling. I would say for ball handler. I'm gonna go with Kyrie.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Kyrie.
Yeah, I could pick the same people too, Ernie. Don't think you can.
No, nah. James Harden.
James Harden.
Yeah, I'll take James
Okay.
Harden.
Rebounding. Ernie goes first since you went first last time.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Okay, for rebounding, clearly you got to be taller than everybody. Grab these boards. I'm going with Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. Okay.
Yeah, going with Bill Russell.
Passing. Yanni starts first.
Dimes. Whew. Passing. I'm going with, you know what I mean, just to give people in the comment section some type of sauce. I'm going with Jason Williams passing. Give him some type of, you know what I mean? So people in the comment section.
White
Some
chocolate.
love. Okay, Jay Wells.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Magic.
Magic.
Automatically. Yeah.
Okay. Dunk package. Started with Ernie.
Oh, Vince Carter.
Vince Carter.
Yeah.
In-game dunk packages,
Yeah.
right? I know he's going like dunking of all time, but again, we going, you know, like if they
Yeah.
playing in games,
Vince Carter.
I'm going with Gerald Green.
Gerald Green. Okay.
He's the best in-game dunker that we see.
Layup package. You Yanni?
I'm going with Julius Erving.
Julius Erving.
Yeah, Julius
Oh.
Erving.
A lot of people in the comment section don't know Julius Erving. Go
That's what I'm
YouTube
saying.
that.
Like, y'all gotta just
Yeah.
YouTube these players.
YouTube.
Ernie, who you going with the layup package?
Kyrie.
Kyrie's layup package.
Yeah.
Okay. Basketball IQ. Starting with Ernie.
LeBron.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn. I'm going with basketball IQ. I'm definitely going with because I want the game to be very, very simple. I don't want it to be too much. I'm going with Kobe.
Kobe.
I knew he was gonna play that.
Okay.
Kobe's
That's a good
IQ.
one.
Defensive skills. Starting with Yanni.
Clamps. Sheesh. It's a range of players I can go from the strapping. On the defensive end, I'm going with Ron Artest. Strapping niggas up.
Ron Artest. Who
Strapping
you got?
up.
I take it on test too.
Both got Ron Artest?
Yeah.
All right, so it's on you, Ernie. Last one. Killer instinct.
Jordan.
Jordan. You, Yanni?
Oh, I'm going with he fits my personality in terms of saying, yeah, I feel like getting 50 today. I'm getting 50. Going Larry Bird.
Larry
like that.
Bird.
Because I beat
He was a
Jordan.
bucket.
I beat Jordan, so I go with Larry Bird.
All
You know what I mean? So that makes sense.
right, so who you think got the best?
Oh, better yet, Chris, you know what we could do? We can tell somebody in the comment section what y'all do is y'all create these players, and then if y'all can stream it and see how these players turn out one-on-one. I believe so.
Simulation? Like if you build your own teams, what you mean?
You mean
Yeah,
like
like
each player?
Or like in 2K, see if somebody could build these players. Because I know STF got a couple good ball players, so I want to see who, you know what I mean? Like how these players come out.
We could make that work. Somebody said Yanni won.
I know.
Who y'all
Thank
think
you,
won?
though.
Who y'all
One
think
person.
won?
One
Type-
person.
Only one person comment so far. Who else?
So
Who y'all
I'm
think
one for
won?
one. 1-1.
Congratulations. You put the names in the chat in the thing.
Nah, he got it.
All right.
If y'all want me to go over the players again, I could.
Give
But
people
if y'all heard
time
it,
too. It's a lot. Let them think about it.
oh, Ernie got Clay shooting, James Harden's ball handling, Dennis Rodman's rebounding, Magic's passing, Vince Carter's dunk package, Kyrie's layups, LeBron's basketball IQ, Ron Artest defending, Killer Instinct Jordan, Yanni got Ray Allen shooting, Kyrie's ball handling, Bill Russell's rebounding, passing J. Will, dunk package Gerald Green, layup Julius Erving, basketball IQ Kobe, defense Ron Artest, Killer Instinct Larry Bird. Who y'all got winning? Vote up. Who you think?
Probably me. Oklahom's good.
I'm surprised nobody picked Steph. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not really a big Steph fan because he really sometimes just be shooting them drinks like and just like he just shooting this, like, he just be praying to me, you know what I mean? So
Somebody said Ernie is high.
we know that.
He picked ass player.
Thank you.
Who
Like,
that?
And we
The
want to
fuck?
do this while it's live. Shout out to everyone that's in the commenting because it takes a lot to do that.
Yeah, it does take a lot to comment.
It takes a lot
Yeah,
just to even be
appreciate
on the
that.
stream and alive for a while. So shout out to y'all that's there right now. Those of y'all that's gonna watch it.
They
And
say
comment
Yanni
later.
won. Somebody else
Shout
said
out to
Yanni
y'all.
won.
I know, like, And you know what's the craziest thing? This is my first time on here, and this is why I don't come here a lot because I'll just win regardless. So I don't want to, downplay anybody that's here right then and there. So
I think y'all both had. I think
Take some time, man.
I think
Take
y'all
some
both
time.
had good players.
Mhm.
My personal opinion, I went with Ernie.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro.
I went with Ernie.
Only because he put LeBron in.
No.
Not
Just because
even.
he had like almost what I picked, but I had Steph.
Okay.
And
I just
I
said-
picked Vince Carter. I had Jordan's Killer Instinct.
to the viewers
Yeah,
at
man,
home,
all that.
you got to also be mindful that these are players that they watch, so their decision making is influenced, it's biased to some extent.
Rebounding, I did agree with Bill Russell though. Bill Russell was a great
I
player.
didn't watch these players, but because I did my research, you know what I mean. I know that these players is authentic. They set the foundation for the Kyries and the.
But I think it's all about who you.
He said you look like James Jones.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hey,
Bring it back,
look.
look.
And guess what? James Jones won Executive of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm a bona fide winner.
Oh, I like that.
I'm a bona fide
I
winner.
like that.
Thank you, though. Shout out to you in the comments.
Shout out to Boss Baby.
Okay.
Then we get into the real.
All right, so Yanni wanted to fucking sit here and argue with me.
No, I ain't want to.
And Yanni wanted to sit here and argue with me. Y'all could comment yourself and pick who y'all think it is. Pick what it is. He said 80s and 90s basketball. No, you said skill set.
I got the receipt. Don't worry, we're gonna.
What was the question again?
The question was, do you think LeBron's era of basketball was more competitive than Jordan?
Yeah, whose
And you
era
said-
of basketball was more competitive? I had 2000s, 2010s, and now he had 80s and 90s, right?
Yes.
He had 80s and 90s.
And tell me, why do you think LeBron's era was more competitive?
Felt like it was more like super teams he had to beat. More teams that came together to beat him.
Okay, and my question to you would be, what makes a team a super team? How many all-stars are on a team to make it a super team?
Three, yeah. Three.
How many times did he face a team with 3 all-stars?
Couple times.
Right.
He had to play the Nets with Jason Kidd's team.
Mhm.
He played Detroit Pistons. He played Boston Celtics.
Okay,
He played Golden State Warriors.
that's 4.
He played Spurs.
That's 5.
What, twice? Who else?
All right, so to counter
About
that,
it?
right? Because a lot of people don't, again, like I said, because we watch this era, our information is biased.
Not to cut
some
you off, they say
extent.
you should come on the show more often.
Listen,
I guess.
if y'all do, you know what I mean? It's probably I just be busy winning, so it's hard to,
I get
All
to your
right,
point.
so with that being said, right, if because we watch these players now, our information is going to be biased. Let me ask you this: the 2005, 6, and 7 Atlanta Hawks with Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Al Horford, Jeff Teague. Those are 4 all-stars, right? How many people is going to remember that team 10 years from now?
Nobody. I didn't mention that team.
No,
though.
I know you didn't mention
Yeah.
it. That's my point exactly.
Because
right?
I think they only made the All-Star team because of that crazy run they did when they had like how many games they won? Ross?
They
Like,
probably won like 55,
Yeah,
60
55.
games.
yeah,
right?
but they had like a streak right before All-Star break when they won like 20 something or whatever,
Yeah.
20
True, right?
whatever. So that's why they made the All-Star.
That and
They all made reserves.
so now
They still made it.
do you think all-star accolade is some extent skewed? Like it's kind of funny to some extent in that? Like,
Yeah.
So does all-star really give you some sense of validation as into
I feel like
who you are as a
it should
player?
be all-time players.
Okay.
All-time
That's
players.
it?
So now, because you going down my booby trap, but
Yeah.
I just want to walk you down
It
there
should be
slow and
all-time
steady.
players.
So Hall
So,
of Fame is basically you saying.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that was all-time players that didn't make the Hall of Fame.
but my point that I'm going to before Ross lets you get out of the booby trap, there was a 1980 Bucks team for 10 years straight. Jordan had to face that team. No one remembers that team. Why? Because they won 50 plus games and they had 3 all-stars.
How many times did we talk about players? How many times he played them in the playoffs?
He played them once,
Once,
or
and that
twice.
wasn't that team.
Then he played.
That
the,
wasn't that-
He
that-
played the Cavs, right?
That wasn't
We're
that
talking
early.
about-
With Mark
Hold on,
Price.
hold
We're
on.
talking about errors in terms of players, like the era of.
Oh, you talking
basketball.
about like regular season?
That-
You said
yeah, but-
you said who he had to play like super team.
No, and again, you play those teams in the regular season.
Okay,
so with
okay,
that
okay.
being said, the era of basketball, again, it wasn't that team had multiple superstars. The Cleveland Cavaliers, and I have receipts that you
With
said,
Mark Price.
Ron Harper, Mark Price, Brandon Daughtry, those are all-star players on one team. Then you also have to factor in the Celtics, all-star players with Kevin
Hall of
McHale.
Fame.
Yeah,
Larry
that team
Bird.
was stacked. That
All
team
right.
was stacked.
Again, that one team alone was stacked. Then you have,
Detroit.
again, in that era, Detroit, Bill Lambert, Joe
That team was
DeMars,
stacked.
right?
Yeah.
Now, you had the West team, which I'm not even going to get into. We're going to focus right now on the East.
Okay.
those teams that was 3 teams on the East alone that had multiple All-Stars on it.
Okay.
So to say that the competitive level was better in a specific era is kind of, for lack of a better word, redundant because they both have multiple All-Stars.
So let's go to the playoffs. What teams they had to play in the playoffs? Because I mentioned teams that they had to play in the playoffs. Who did Jordan play in the playoffs that had those? But you said Boston. He had to play Boston in the playoffs.
Now keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, there are outlier teams of a specific era that have multiple All-Stars on it. Like, and I'm gonna give you, for instance, the Heat of the 2010 with LeBron James. They had 3 of the top best 20 players on their team.
Okay.
The Lakers of the Showtime Lakers, they had 4 of the top best players in the NBA on one team. The 90s, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's every era that has that.
Yeah, but that was that team with the Lakers wasn't the 90s.
That was the 80s.
That was the 80s.
Yes.
And
they had,
but
but that's what I'm saying. My point is that there's always an era where there's a super team.
Yeah, I know that.
Now, how is that super team made unless there's great competition to make that team? You know what I'm saying?
No, is the reason why the Lakers was a super team, the Suns was a super team, because it was only like a few teams in the league where it was a small league, was it not?
Yeah, it didn't expand yet.
Exactly. Expanded in the 90s.
Okay.
When they expanded to like what, 17 from 88 to 90 to
yeah.
like 90 something, they expanded 17.
All right.
So when it's a small league, of course everybody's gonna be. That's why Bill Russell won 11 rings. Because it was like 8 teams.
You know what's kind of like hampering your argument to say LeBron competition is better? We just have to look at numbers, right? Because how much points do you think an All-Star really scores? Or how many points do you think these superstars score in a series?
In a series?
You only have one. You have 2 big dogs, right? Like, for instance, with Clippers versus Dallas, so that way these fans can relate that's watching. Luka and Kawhi was the all-stars of their team. Like, they was the big dogs.
Yeah.
Outside of that, everything referred upon on help.
Yeah, help. Yeah.
Supporting
That's why the
cast.
Clippers won.
Right?
Yeah.
They and then but on the outside looking in, is Porzingis trash to you?
I don't think he's trash. I just think he had a bad series.
Okay, that also factors into whether a team wins or not. Is Tim Hardaway trash to you?
Tim Hardaway? No, he's not trash.
He's on the Mavericks. Now we're gonna let's say
everybody else on that team is not good.
All right, that's 3 players that we said is decent. On the Clippers, Paul George, he's pandemic P for a reason. But is he trash to you?
No.
All right. Now, who's the next superstar on the Clippers that you would say?
Morris or Reggie Jackson. One of them.
All right, let Reggie Jackson come.
He hooped that series.
So would you say which one? All right,
yeah,
Marquise
like
Morris or Reggie Jackson? Would you say any of those players are trash?
No, they're not trash. But I wouldn't pick them on my team.
Why not?
Like I'm saying, like as a role because you said superstar. You said need superstar.
No, I said no. The superstars is the superstars.
So role players, I would have a Reggie Jackson and
Kawhi and Luka.
Yeah.
So they cancel each other out, right?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna play to the magnitude.
So basically, you're saying the better role players.
Now the better role players given that series.
I get where you're going. I agree. When Jordan had to play the Celtics, he was outmatched by far. Fair, right?
Because it was Jordan versus.
It was Jordan versus
Larry Brown,
Larry Bird, Kevin McHale. They had like 4 Hall of Famers. Right. They had a stacked team.
Johnson,
why? Because they was coming up the era where it was not a lot of teams. So Jordan had to play them, right? He was outmatched. He averaged like 40 that series. Okay, I get what you're saying. So then he plays the Bucks team that was even, and he lost 3-1. He didn't, what Bucks team played, right?
I know, and that Bucks team was not even. That's my point. Because they had 3 superstars, and they had.
No, they didn't. They had Moncrief. That's it.
Hold on.
And then this guy had a good series. He had a good series.
So
Cunningham had a good series. And he lost 3-1.
Put this up right now, so that way they can see the camera. Josh, what cameras would I go into to show the people at home?
Just put it on your phone.
Right. So all right.
All you gotta do is explain it. They're gonna believe you.
All right. So Terry Cummings, right? In that series against
he averaged like 20 something.
29 and a half points, which is basically
and 9 assists.
Right? No, he averaged 9 rebounds and 3 assists.
9 rebounds.
But Sidney Moncrief now, he averaged
that was their
27.
Star.
Who was their star?
Sidney Moncrief.
And Terry Cummings.
He's not a star. Miami, he's not a star. 30. He had a good series.
All right, now we're gonna look.
Series?
Yeah, Yanni, how much did he average for his career?
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up so you can see.
All right.
Now in that series, he averaged 30. Paul Presley averaged 15.
Okay, now who else on Jordan's team? What they average?
Ricky Pierce. This is still in the Bucks.
Okay.
He averaged double digits in the era where the 3 ball did not exist. So you have to factor in everything is twos.
So you'd average
It's not
30,
rockets. To average 30 points is insane. Bro, that's
number twos.
okay. And
I still don't
everyone
get where
knows
you're
that
going.
you're gonna shoot the
I still
so
don't get where
right.
you're going.
That's 4 players that average double digits.
All right. Now, look. All right. So let's go to
Jordans. We're gonna pull up Jordans.
All right,
Jordan
Jordan
cast, right?
Okay.
Jordan. Well, what series was that? And they can write that in the comments.
Because I can name a series when LeBron was outmatched and he still won.
A series. All I'm saying
07, he beat the Nets. The Nets that went back-to-back championships by himself.
Well, yeah.
In 07, the first round, he beat the Nets. Then he had to play the Wizards.
Who was on that Nets team, bro?
Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson, Vince Carter. Go look at it.
All right, we're about to pull it up right now because that's the importance of.
Where did the Nets go?
The Nets went to back-to-back championships right before that.
Who did it not?
When did they went to go back-to-back championships?
It's like 03, bro.
Yo, he's insane.
This is great, yo.
When did
And
they
he's
go?
the leader.
It's like 03, bro. That's when they played Lakers with Kobe.
All right. And then they went to championship after that, right?
No.
All right, look.
He
Nets only been to the championship once against the Lakers, but
All right.
that's neither here nor there. What we're gonna talk about is
LeBron beat that Nets team in
No.
the playoffs. 07,
All right, so look,
first round.
No, we're not worried about that weak ass Nets team. That team was tough though. Don't get it twisted. All right, so Jordan scored 30. Well, if y'all can't see it, look it up. It's
We
29.
believe you. We believe you. Go ahead.
29, right? Do you remember who Orlando Woolridge is?
That's the whole point of the expansion team. Oh, you talking about his backup? Nah, that nigga suck. Yeah.
Orlando Woolridge.
Yeah, he sucks. He
averaged
sucks.
20.
Yeah, he sucks.
You don't even remember him, but
Nah,
yet
he
he
sucks.
averaged 20.
Yeah, he sucks.
Quentin Daly. You don't even know these people. Neither I don't even want to waste my time to look them up, but respects to them in terms of, paving the way and coming from wherever they came from and becoming millionaires. He scored 15. Yikes. Sidney Green.
So what is your point? I don't get
My point is that the supporting cast is still scoring double digits. So to say that these players is trash.
So you're saying the 80s and 90s skill set basketball players is better than
Not this.
No, I'm not saying that their skill sets are better. What I'm saying
You're
even.
downplaying their competition.
You're downplaying the 80s because of the time frame that.
No,
we're
I
in,
didn't
but
downplay the 80s. I
no, you're
downplayed the
saying
90s.
All right, 90s. Sorry.
I downplayed the 90s. I didn't downplay the 80s.
You're saying that the 90s competition
80s was
was
stacked.
beast, weaker because they didn't have enough talent as LeBron. Again, the era is a 2-ball era, so you're playing big out, inside out. This era you're playing outside in. However, you're still playing a specific point of a specific style of play.
All right, so let's go to the stars in the 90s.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I got a
stars.
list. I got.
He made a
list.
list.
Look, Tim Hardaway, Grant Hill, Damian Stoudemire, who averaged 19 and 9, Mark Price, Kevin Johnson, Dennis Rodman, Danny Ainge, Larry Johnson, Steve Smith, Dikembe Mutombo, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Reggie Miller, Glenn Rice, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Alonzo Mourning, Rod Strickland, and a young Shaq.
All right.
Are all these players trash?
No.
And my point to this.
But that's his competition.
But no,
I'm
my
not talking
point-
about the Hall of Famers too.
No.
And my point is this: the point that I'm bringing up too is right. In these eras, you're gonna forget about players that's good too. Like the 2000 era, right? Would you consider Steve Francis trash?
No.
He was tough,
He was tough.
right?
We don't talk about him.
We don't remember him. Why? Because he didn't what? He didn't have a jump shot, or they didn't win, or something like that.
Yeah, probably because he didn't win.
Remember
All right.
Austin?
Rayford Austin was decent. Coutinho Mobley, that Rockets
Mobley
team
was
that the Houston had was tough. But let me guess, because LeBron ain't faced them, we're gonna forget about them.
Nah,
Again,
we ain't forget about
it's
them.
still a talented team. Just however, the game
Can
is
we get
different.
to the 90s though? Can we talk about the 90s?
All right, so what do you want to know about the
No,
90s?
because I basically was saying like Jordan didn't play like the competition that LeBron has to play.
how? If they're
All
all
right.
focusing on the
90s, 91. What team? Jordan? It was Jordan and Scotty, right?
Okay, yeah, here we go.
Because Jordan didn't win without Scotty.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
Jordan 91. Who did Jordan have to play?
We're gonna pull it up right now because I'm honestly Jordan versus Jordan 3P. I think he played.
Put the 91 on playoff era.
Yeah. I just had it too because I was looking.
And
at
I'm
it
trying to
last
go off of teams that like.
night. And I really didn't want to bring up Jordan's rings because those are the easy.
We got to
scapegoats.
talk about that.
No, that's easy.
No, we have to talk about
in
the
order for
90s.
us to really
Who did he
evaluate
play?
Jordan, we're talking about this the development of the league itself. Like, who is Jordan going up against?
Yes, that's what I'm talking
Right?
about. Who did he
Not-
play?
Not in the finals though. Like, what's the
No,
like,
in the
to
playoffs,
finals,
the battle to the finals. Yeah, we're not
That's
talking
what
about the
we have
finals. Battle to the finals. Who did he play?
Let's see.
And I want you to do the same breakdown of if the Bulls they had this much, this person averaged this much, and the other team. That's what I want you to do.
The 91 finals, he played the Maverick.
He played the Lakers. That wasn't Showtime.
And that Lakers, what do you mean? That place was in their prime. They was 26.
Bro,
Magic
that
Johnson was
wasn't
29. What do you
Magic retired the next season.
That it doesn't matter.
All right.
He was still
Who was on Showtime? Who was on
All right, now
Showtime?
you're done.
Kareem was on Showtime. He wasn't on the Lakers.
Listen.
Listen. Can I talk? Kareem wasn't on there. Kareem was on Showtime, was he? Can I get an answer? Yes or no?
Let them answer you.
Kareem wasn't there. Michael Cooper wasn't there. Kurt Rambis wasn't there, and they had a brand new head coach. Pat Riley wasn't coaching.
So what are you really saying right now?
He didn't play the Showtime Lakers.
Magic Johnson,
Does
Sam
that take
Perkins,
away?
Byron Scott,
And Byron Scott and James Worthy didn't play Game 5 because they got hurt.
Rose, we gonna say right.
James Worthy.
Vlade Divac in that series averaged 18 points and 9.
You said Vlade Divac was trash.
When did I? You don't have receipts on that,
bro? What?
Then also factor in right. Magic Johnson averaged 18 points, close to 19, and 12 assists. Right. Then you had Sam Perkins average 16 points and 8 rebounds, right? And then you also
what does that say right there?
Hold on. Then you had James Worthy score 20 points and hold on, let me make sure I got his rebound. James Worthy scored 20 points. The point that I'm making to you is he had 4 players scoring over.
And we talking about to get to the finals. Stop trying to change up the subject.
All right, now let's bring up his path. But we're showing in the end, right? He played 4 potential All-Stars because I don't even know if any of those players made the All-Stars. But let's just say those are potential All-Stars, and 4 of them all Hall of Famers. So if you want to say Hall of Famers, like that's the claim to fame or whatever. He played 4 of them. However, my point that I make with Jordan is that when it was the biggest moments, he performed the biggest. It wasn't no debate because
just like he had no meltdowns, right?
No,
he had no
I'm
meltdowns.
Not saying that. What I'm saying is he performed the biggest amid meltdowns, right? So instead of saying that, the highest points per game, he scored 31. And he was second in assists in terms of 11.
Scotty, 5 out of 6 finals, 20. Scotty averaged everything over Jordan but points. 5 out of 6 finals. Scotty
averaged 20 points. Other than that, nope. He had one player who scored over double digits, which is Horace Grant, 14 points. Outside of that, everybody else is 7, 8 points.
Horace Grant's not a Hall of Famer? Potential Hall of Fame? He's not.
Is he in the Hall of Fame? Somebody in the comments, please tell me if Horace Grant's a Hall of Fame so we can tell Chris.
So who you named that was in the Hall of Fame?
Scottie Pippen.
No, I'm talking on the Lakers.
Vlade Divac.
Is Vlade Divac in the Hall of Fame?
James Worthy. And
James Worthy's on the Hall of Fame. Yeah, James Worthy's on the Hall of Fame.
All right. So what are we talking? We don't. There's no debate.
No, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Check Vlade Divac.
We're not.
Because you said he was whack, and I got the thread. Yes, I just showed him the thread.
Pull it up. Show the world,
bro.
Don't show me. Show the world. Show the world. You can't show the world. Show the world.
I'm not gonna walk up there just to show them the text. You said
Vlade Divac is trash.
Vlade Divac is definitely in the Hall of Fame.
I know what I'm talking about. I win. When you win, you must have solid, irrefutable.
But we're
facts.
talking about to get to the finals. Why are you?
All right. So now look. Let's bring that up.
I don't understand.
I think the skill set now is better. LeBron had to face harder competition.
All right. Again, the skill set doesn't change the magnitude in which. So again, what I'm saying is, if this era is focusing on the 3 ball, right? Both sides are focusing on the 3 ball, so it's the same as focusing on the 2 ball.
So can I say something? So when you compare LeBron and Jordan's competition, right? Jordan had to face the 4 Hall of Famers in the first round, right?
Wait, hold on. Let's go with Go ahead, though. I'm listening to what you're
saying. He had to
face
4. I want you to say yeah, no. He had to face the 4 Hall of Famers in Boston first round, right? Mm-hmm. The same thing Jordan went through in the first round without Scotty is what LeBron goes through in the finals.
And he had to face Detroit too.
I didn't get that statement. Can you say it again?
The Jordan, how he had to face 4 Hall of Famers is what LeBron had to do in the finals.
Jordan did that just a while ago too against the 91 Lakers.
Bro,
you said it in the finals, but you didn't say that against the road to get there.
You
said he had to do that in the
that's
first
what I want to
round.
talk about. He don't want to talk about the road to the
We're
finals.
talking about the road to the finals right now. 91 Bulls.
He just went straight to the finals because he know I have a better point.
I don't want to talk about the rings. You brought up rings, but 91 Bulls.
He averaged 31
first
6 and
round
11.
series. All right, let's see. 91 Bulls first round. Okay, he played against the Knicks.
He beat Detroit. He beat
played
Philly.
against the Knicks, right?
Yeah, he beat the Knicks.
The Knicks, he swept them 3-0. Let's talk about the competition that's on the Knicks.
They only had Patrick Ewing.
All right, and now you're insane because they had
John Starks? Really?
John Starks, bro.
Hold on.
Maurice Cheeks.
What?
I don't.
Charles Oakley, bro. There's some decent players.
Yeah, you're insane, Chris. You know what it is because you don't watch.
So you think the competition that Jordan
All right,
faced
look,
in
hear
the
me out.
Eastern
Again,
Conference?
Hear me out. Quality-wise, team-wise, they had a dude named Kiki Vandeweghe who
Kiki
averaged
Vandeweghe.
17 points. Patrick Ewing wasn't even their leading scorer. He averaged 16 points. Gerald Wilkins, 10 points. Maurice Cheeks, 10 points. Charles Oakley, 9 points. Eddie Lee Wilkins, 9
Crazy,
points.
bro.
Like, the team itself is more complete as opposed to focusing on one
player.
individual player. That's what this era lacks. This era doesn't have a solid team, clearly, because that's when Kevin Durant situations arise. If those eras you had,
But Kevin
one
Durant's
star
situation
player-
arrived because they was injured.
and they didn't have a solid team. Again, they had top heavy 3 All-Stars and a bunch of bums.
And they had no big. That's why they wouldn't be
Team-wise,
But you
again-
picked them to go to the championship.
I
I
mean,
did.
again,
did.
to
All
win,
them healthy,
to win a
of course.
championship,
That's what I'm saying.
to win a championship, you need a solid team. So these teams now are built around depth because why? You have players that's coming off the bench at 6th or 7th man that's averaging 10, 11 points. Again,
Combine them stats all together.
that is the average. Now, they might have a game where they go for 22, the next game go for 4, and it balances out to. But again, those are X factors like Robert Horry for the Lakers.
So if you
X
made a
factor.
list right now of Jordan in the East
Mhm.
from 90 to 2000, well, 90 to what, 98?
91,
Yeah.
98.
91 to
yeah.
98 from the East. And you
Mhm.
put LeBron's East or who he played, you think it'll be more stars? that
It'll be
Jordan
the
hasn't
same.
played than, huh?
It'll be the same. It wouldn't matter. Because guess what? Again, in that Mo Williams was an all-star on that Cleveland Cavaliers team. Does that validate LeBron's team? No, it doesn't.
No.
Why? Because they just had a good year, so that means that they were supposed to win. We're talking about Mo Williams. He was a 6-man.
But we
his whole
just said
life.
all-star appearances didn't matter. Like,
And
it
that's
doesn't
why-
validate like if you're the best player in
That's
your
what I'm
era.
But then you
saying.
bring it,
So
that's more
now,
competition.
my point that I'm making is because Mo Williams made an all-star appearance, does that make him have a solid team?
No.
No. Because now when you go against other players, again, you're gonna have to realize where
Just
to
like
get
John Starks making one all-star in his career doesn't make him a solid player.
I never mentioned John Starks in that playoff series.
When he played the Knicks.
I never
So you got
mentioned him
John
just a
Starks.
while ago in that 91s. No, I didn't. I mentioned Kiki Vandeweghe, Patrick Ewing, Mo Cheeks,
Maurice
and
Cheeks.
another player. I didn't mention John Starks. So that's and the footage is there. But I'm just saying,
So you saying that it's the same competition?
it's the league. Like this is what they do. It's competitive because it's the top of the top. It's competitive.
So our players,
Regardless.
what players better now? 80s and 90s versus 2000, 2010.
Skill set wise, again,
Era's better.
skill.
The Pistons
You-
got the number one overall.
That's
pick,
like saying
by the
because
way.
like that
The
era
Pistons.
back then, their layup packages was way craftier because you had to drive to the basket. You was focused on getting 2, so their layup package back then is better. This era, their shooting is better. So it all depends on your preference on saying, okay, well, I'm really a 3-ball person because Steph Curry changed this era into making kids and bigs have to shoot the 3. Or no? Or what did
No.
LeBron? How did LeBron change his era? He
How did
didn't.
he change his era?
LeBron didn't change the era of basketball. He didn't influence no era of basketball. So you can't even say
And Jordan did? Jordan
What?
influenced the 90s?
He made
Bro,
everyone want to
first
find
of
a
all-
guard that
first-
can do what he do.
Bro, I want to be like Mike commercials.
First,
What?
you
bro,
crazy?
I feel like the social media era just ruined LeBron whole they don't like him.
Oh.
Right or wrong?
Sorry, I ain't going. I'll be right back.
That's crazy. You basically
Bro, what?
Yeah, I gotta charge.
no. I
Ernie,
know.
how
No.
did Jordan impact the 90s?
How did it not? Everybody want to be like Mike. Every interview that you hear, all the star players from that era saying, like, yo, Mike's the best thing, man. That's the black cat, man. Ain't nobody want to face him. Like, he really influenced Space Jam. Bro, they won Space Jam 2 because of Jordan. Who did Space Jam 1? All the sneakers everybody wear Jordans. You don't think he had
Because
no
he was the
influence
only
at all?
one doing it then. Was he not the only one doing it?
Who else was going to do it?
Bro.
Who else going to do it? Who else going to be the face
He was the
of the
only one with a signature sneaker. Like,
Bro, Magic Johnson had Converse. Larry Bird had Converse.
oh,
No one else. Shaq. Remember Shaq
Magic,
always-
Magic,
None of these
Magic
niggas-
was in the 80s though. Magic was in the 80s. Nobody was going when you talk about 90s basketball, nobody had a signature sneaker but Mike.
He's the only one with six.
In the 90s.
No
that
one
was
else.
popular. Yes.
Right.
Now
But
every
why, though?
every
But why,
basketball
though?
player now has a signature sneaker
But my
that
thing is though, why though? Because he was the best player in the game.
That's kind of a whack argument.
Because he was the best player in the game. That's why he had a signature shoe.
Nobody buys Steph Curry.
Right.
How he sold more sneakers than LeBron, KD, and Kyrie.
Yeah, when it first came out.
When it first came out, now
Yeah, because
it wore out.
everyone
It wore out.
Yeah.
But they still bought it. Niggas
That-
is
that
buying
is true.
Kyrie's.
Yo, all right. So what was your question? Sorry, because I stepped out.
No, I said who else had a signature sneaker in the 90s?
You look it up.
That was like
Patrick
popular.
Ewing.
That was popular.
The Ewing.
Magic
Yeah.
Johnson.
That was
The
popular.
pennies.
It depends on pennies, like with
Yeah.
Shaqs.
Bro.
It depends on what you. It depends on. Again, you wasn't from that era, so you don't know. Like that's like saying, yo, somebody from the Bronx be like, yo, what's your favorite? Y'all got the best food? Hell yeah, we got chopped cheese and drinks is lit. It's just a hamburger from, you know what I mean? But we look at it, you gotta be in our era to know what we say is good food. So for you to say, yo, who else was signature shoes at that
All
time?
right, so Jordan beat the 90s era with Scotty, right? So he beat all those Eastern Conference teams to go to the finals with Scotty, correct?
He was on his team.
So
Yeah.
can we go back to now? Let's go to LeBron, who he played in 07 in the playoffs.
My phone is about to die, so I can't even pull it up.
That shit
But
was
He played the Nets.
all right.
He beat that Detroit Pistons team with 4 Hall of Famers.
And no. You
No,
see,
no.
again,
Who's
stop
four Hall
adding
of
the
4
Hall of
potential
Famers.
Hall of Famers, like you said. That was your
that
was your name.
team was good because it
for
was
All-Stars.
it was a great team. The team itself, like Billups. If you move
Prince,
Billups,
Rip
we don't know if
Hamilton.
Billups is an all-star. You move Tyshawn Prince, we don't know if he's an all-star. You move
They
Richard
just won a
Hamilton
championship the last year
because they were a good team and they beat the Lakers. Nobody expected them to
Right.
beat the Lakers. My point that I'm making is if
They
you
went back-to-back
individually
victories.
move those players, we don't know if they produce the same results. Together, though, collectively,
But
they
LeBron
fit
beat
well.
them.
LeBron beat them, so that's a kudo to LeBron. Shout out to you.
He was
LeBron.
losing to them before that.
He lost to them 1 year.
All right, but,
Took him to 7
then
in
you got to
06.
remember he just came into the league too, so he was really only 22.
Okay,
He was a
yeah,
baby. So
24
in
years.
that same sense, LeBron beat a good team. Yes, he beat the Detroit Pistons. That was good. I'm not taking that from him. That's a good point. He did beat the Pistons. That was a good team.
Yeah, they went to the chip, and after that, he had to wait again because Boston Celtics
Yeah,
the last 3 years.
and he beat them.
Right. Eventually, got to get over that hurdle again.
All right, and
And we got to the
He
chip
had the
again.
Miami Heat. He had the Miami Heat.
Right.
He beat them.
when did he have to? Who was on the Miami Heat team that he had to beat?
Wade and Bosch.
Wade and Bosch.
Yeah. No, I'm saying he was on Miami when he beat Boston.
Oh, nah, but that don't count because you know why? That was 3 All-Stars going against 3 All. So I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about like when it was just LeBron and his
Supporting cast.
Yeah, his supporting cast. Who did he have to go through? That was tough.
Yeah.
Besides
Nobody.
the Pistons.
Yeah,
So
Gauskas.
Is Gauskas whack though?
No, he not
are we
whack.
really-
He's not
Alright
whack.
then. So like, he never was like he wasn't by himself at all. Like he had good players.
No, I
Larry
didn't say that he
Hughes?
wasn't a bigger influence. I didn't say that. They said that he was basically like Jordan. He said Yanni said that LeBron didn't influence the game.
So he never changed the game.
Never changed the
He
game.
didn't change the game for
He
nobody.
didn't change the game. Nobody said, yo, I want to be 6'8", 250 like LeBron.
That's just
But
God
because he's
talent.
not,
Yeah.
no, that's not relatable. However, you can shoot the
Because
three
nobody
ball
could beat him.
But everyone
no one
could beat Steph
Steph
to some
Curry,
extent because
yeah.
you can shoot the three ball.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So look, Steph's impact on the game is similar to Jordan's impact on the game.
You said what?
Steph's impact on the game is
Yeah, I
similar
agree.
to
He changed the
Jordan.
game with the 3-ball. I agree
All
with
right,
that.
And
Right.
LeBron isn't in that conversation because
Jordan changed the game because the way he dunked. You could practice.
I feel like
how to
LeBron had
jump
to come in the
high and
league and adjust his game to that era.
no, he never.
Yes, because he couldn't even he y'all say people
Well,
said
he still
that he
can't
didn't have a
shoot.
jump shot.
He didn't. was
He
benched.
developed a jump shot.
You think
He didn't develop a jump.
you hold on.
Since he came in the
You
league
mean to
in
tell me
03,
you dribble down the court like this?
he still shoots the ball. He makes it.
Do that again?
Bro. He did not develop a jump shot since he came in the league. Yes,
It
or no,
did
Yanni?
improve. It did.
It improved.
Improved. Supposed to.
How it's supposed to? You see Ben Simmons can't do it?
Just,
Right, that's my point.
So how it's
average
supposed
0
to?
points and grab 1 rebound. Yeah, your defensive rebound improved. Your defensive rebound improved.
His three, bro.
Your defensive rebound improved. I'm not
Improved
saying
to
it didn't.
him, but
I'm
not
not
compared
saying
to
it
everybody
didn't.
else.
Again, what I'm simply saying is his defensive rebound improved. His offensive shooting improved.
Now he's saying it as far as
LeBron
like,
really learned how to become a winner when he decided to be Robin to Dwayne Wade.
He was robbing. There's no way.
Don't go nowhere.
There's
because
no way,
again,
bro.
That
He was
is what
robbing.
really made LeBron LeBron. He had to learn how to win.
He was robbing.
He had to learn how to win. And guess what? Dwayne Wade, being the winner already, said, guess what?
I'm taking a back seat.
I'm going to take the backseat.
Nigga shot 29% in his rookie year, and every year it went up.
Yeah, that's compared to himself. Compared to everybody else in the league, He's not that great at 3-point shooting.
Like, what do you mean? Like, again, that's what
I'm
I'm
saying
saying.
they didn't
Like,
improve though.
For his,
He hit big shots when it
For his
mattered.
standards.
now, if you
Does that
hit,
make you a
if
great
you hit,
shooter?
hey, listen.
I didn't
if
say he was a great shooter.
Hear
I
me
say
out.
he
If you
he
you play
developed his
2K,
shot.
right? You play 2K.
Yeah.
If you shoot the ball 100 times from the other end of the court, you're gonna make one, right?
Bro.
I'm asking you a question, yes or no?
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, right? So eventually, if he shoots 1,000,000 game-winning shots,
He didn't
he's
shoot
gonna
a
make-
million game-winning shots.
He had the ball the last second all the time because he's LeBron. So of course he's gonna make some game-winning shots.
The most game winners in player history, high field goal percentage. Yeah.
But it's his point. He's saying once you shoot that
He
many,
has
you're
the
supposed
ball
to-
that many
But
times.
he
so
has it
he's-
on his field goal percentage is the highest for game winners. It has the most. So how did he shoot that much?
because there's no other player shooting as much as him. That's what I'm saying.
He only shot like 13 game winners. I don't get it.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I don't get it. You act like he shot 100 and made 5.
All right, no problem.
He didn't do that.
That is true.
So what's your point?
Look, if I was on the stand and my man's committed murder, that's how I would answer the judge.
So your goat is Jordan?
My goat.
Yeah, who's your greatest player of all
I
time?
mean, you don't buy LeBron retros, do you?
I do. You want me to show you when I get home?
That's insane.
You probably got-
Like,
What all right, better yet, what sneakers you have on?
Jordan
right
got
now?
better sneakers.
What sneakers you have on right now?
I got
LeBron,
Jordans
you have-
on.
All right then.
I'm
Why?
not disagreeing with the
influence.
sneaker part.
Because of the influence.
He's robbing people, but he got all those sneakers, but he made that kid walk in the hallway barefooted.
Again, that's not his fault. That's the parents.
Yo, I wish Jordan was in the social media era.
But look, my
Why?
thing is this. though.
Cause he had the kid walking barefooted because he had Reeboks on, bro.
All right,
Take
that's
them
his
shits off,
fault
nigga.
because I'm a
He didn't
real
give him
ambassador.
sneakers.
I know.
You should have brought
That's why-
Jordan. That's
yeah.
why.
My point again. When you say yo greatest of all time, you really got
Rico, I'm right here, Rico.
You really got to look at their impact on the game, like the Jordan era in terms of sneakers. Like everybody need those. It's so ingrained in the African American community that you feel less of a person if you don't have a pair of Jordans. That's how
People
crazy
are
he
dying for pitch, waiting online hours out just to get a pair of sneakers just to fuck
Why?
up the next
So
day.
that
Because
makes him
you
the
wanna
greatest player of
feel-
all time.
Who?
That makes him the greatest
It's
player of
the
all time.
overall impact.
No,
It's
his
not-
I feel like
impact.
off the court, LeBron has a better overall impact than Jordan.
This is my court answer.
Does he not, Yanni?
Define greater impact as far as what?
With the whole Black Lives Matter thing,
That's not that wasn't in Jordan's-
protecting the players, go out and vote.
Yeah, but that wasn't happening.
That didn't matter?
And look, hear me
No,
out,
no,
hear
it
me out.
didn't
And
happen
I
in the
say this,
90s.
and I say this on the camera again. I've always given LeBron's prop for that because he
Opening up a
uses-
school
He used his
for
platform
free.
He used his platform to advocate for these changes. I've never said that they happened or they didn't. However, he did use his platform to advocate for these changes. So in that regards, I never want to bash LeBron for supporting the African American.
But that doesn't mean Jordan didn't do it behind the scenes. Just because I don't go out
We
and
don't
brag
know.
about it and say, "Hey, we've been doing this."
I
we've
know.
been
I
doing
know. I seen
do
that
it
kid
behind the
walking
scenes.
barefooted.
Doesn't mean
All
in the
right.
hallway.
And I know that in Millbrook in the Bronx, they did baby dunks and they gave over 150 kids Jordans for the Zion release. I know that personally.
Okay.
Free Jordans.
Okay.
So we
For
can't
Zion.
Zion
But
signed
it's
to
not
who?
Jordan.
Yeah, he signed a Jordan.
All right, then my point. And guess what? Jordan didn't do what LeBron.
One thing I do
clown
want to
self
do
did.
is that earlier today I give Jordan credit with the WNBA. I like what he did that.
Thank you.
That I give him credit for that.
And let's not. And for the viewers out there, right? One thing that y'all want to know.
The nigga Jordan was punching players in the face, his teammates,
All right, I'll deck you if you don't take it as serious as me.
bro.
What are you talking about?
So we getting paid to do.
Again, so perfect example, right? This is for
People
the
said
viewers
Jordan
out
was a
there.
bad teammate.
because
Why?
they was losers.
Because he pushed teammates to win.
Because
How's that
they're
a bad
losers. They're losers, and they don't want to put in as much work as him. Does that make him a loser?
Bro, they said it even in the last dance, like, yo, we not taking this somewhere. We're gonna be in the gym every day trying to get better after we kept getting beat by Detroit.
Guess
Bro,
what?
So you
I'm
punch
pushing you to be great.
So you punch people in the face.
If that's what it takes,
That's crazy.
Some
Hey,
people got
if
pulled, some
someone
people
on
got dragged.
STF is not carrying their weight,
No, I'm not doing that. We don't do that to the kids.
okay, that's right. I thought that was But again, the point that I'm making, right? What also makes
Jordan would have
one
got
of the-
canceled. They said Jordan would have got canceled on social media. He would have.
He would have.
Right,
And
but
that
he's
is
not that
true.
ever though. This is
However,
not that ever.
just because
That nigga
you
was an
and again,
asshole.
No, hear me out though.
He's a winner.
That's what this era is afraid of, being canceled. So what? If I'm canceled, all right, I'm still gonna be me. Jordan had no again, Jordan built up. Again, a lot of people fail to realize that Jordan's biggest asset wasn't his ability to score and all that stuff. Nobody knew Jordan was going to be Jordan because he got cut from his JV team. He wasn't Jordan on North Carolina's team.
He was the Robin in Jordan.
Learn how to fall
and North Carolina, he was Robin.
Back up. All right. So now, again, in the process of failure, he learned how to build himself and fortify himself to say, okay, I'm a win. How am I going to win? I have to do what other people aren't willing to do.
I'm not taking credit away from Jordan. He's one of the greatest, but there's nothing wrong with being second, bro.
I know. Tell that to LeBron.
Nah, he's not.
So then why are you having a hard time swallowing the LeBron second pill?
He's not second.
How do you know that?
Because I know that the numbers, if you put numbers in numbers, LeBron beats him in every.
Again, if you want to go by numbers, Bill Russell has 11 championships. Does that make him the greatest of all time?
Nobody was talking about rings.
No, I'm saying numbers. 11 to 5. You would go with 11. Does that make Bill Russell the better players? No. It's
everything matters.
Their quality. And again, when you're considering yourself the best, LeBron for this era, LeBron is the best player of this era to some extent. He is not the best shooter. He's not the best rebounder. He's not the best defensive player. He's not the best passer. However, collectively, right, when you factor in everything, he is overall the better player.
So if you start a franchise, who you picking?
Out of LeBron and Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm picking Jordan.
Wow. You just say he's a better team. Because I thought where it was going.
For this era, though. That's what I'm saying. For this era. Overall wise, I need a player.
So this debate would never end. This debate would never end. Not with just us, just in general.
No, yeah, of course not. And because that's what makes it a debate is because it's like it depends on your perspective. So
you think like the people that get paid to do this, you think that they analyze the game and say LeBron can't never pass Jordan. You think that's a good way to analyze the game?
No. That's their opinion.
I mean,
but they get paid to do it.
Yeah, they get paid to do
so
it.
So it can't be an opinion.
And no. It can be an opinion.
You get paid to do it. It could be opinion.
You get back, but it's also you can have an opinion too. You can't just say, "Oh, everything's just facts," and I had no opinion about the game.
Yeah, and again, and when you look at like this modern day era basketball, the next person that we can possibly compare to LeBron would be Luka.
Yeah, I say Luka.
So now in the debate of is Luka better than LeBron? Like right now, we'll look at it and be like, that's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
But
years from now,
when you look at the numbers and the way
later on down the road, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's probably a debate." Why? Because he was a foreign kid. He didn't have as much training. He wasn't here, and you know.
And truthfully honest, shit might change. Like let's just say they put a full.
If they put a 4-point play, then what?
And then there's a player that comes up and just shoots fucking 4-pointers every fucking day.
Then you're gonna call him. He better than
Steph Curry. Right. And then you're gonna sit there and say like, "Oh, but that," and that's what I'm saying is we lose sight of when we compare players, we take away from the greatness of that specific era. So like we didn't get a chance to enjoy Dwight Howard when he was Superman. You know what I'm saying? Because let's compare him to Shaq since he's Superman. No, you robbing yourself of enjoying that era because again, when you also factor in that these players are doing this in a specific time frame, you miss out on being in that present moment. Like LeBron Durant scoring 49.
The real thing that we would need on here is for you to debate your facts or whatever the fuck you want to say against somebody who literally watched in that era.
But because the people in that era but the people I talked to in that era fucking
it's gonna be influenced and biased. Yeah, like you are for LeBron.
I am biased. I am biased. You're biased. Everybody is biased. Everybody has some type of bias.
That's the point. I've seen both eras. So somebody can be like, "Yo, I've seen both." So you can't say
your point on that, and I get you, but you got to get my point on this. Like you have to.
So how about this? Is no. What we have to do is we have to get two people from their era, from the '90s basketball. One that has LeBron over Jordan and Jordan over LeBron.
What about Warren? Ain't Warren from that era?
Huh? You get me though?
No.
I'm not saying me and Warren.
You know what people are gonna? It's like with that era, it's gonna be like, yo, Steph is the best 3-ball shooter in the history of the game. But what about Damian Lillard? Probably might be the better shooter. Who knows? And that's debatable.
No.
Because Dame's is really tough, but he won't be carried on later on down the road.
Right.
Why? Because he didn't win to be remembered. So in the same argument of LeBron, I mean, and again, we must, if you guys want to check in the comments, you can also look up. There was players at one point in time better than LeBron. In high school. Like in that come up.
What's his name?
And he did coach.
I know you're talking about this guy.
Yeah, listen, let's not say
Lenny
now.
Cook.
Let's just
Lenny Cook.
I didn't want you to say I wanted the people to do
Lenny
their
Cook.
research.
In high school, yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, with that being said, given certain opportunities and chances, the ball might roll the other way. So with Jordan's era, it wasn't like Jordan was just smashing everybody. No, he was getting fried by people too on the night. Petrovic from the Nets.
Yeah, he was.
But a crazy car accident happened. Rob, you know what I mean? And Sharif Abdul
Raheem.
not even Raheem, not Sharif Abdul Rahim, Mahmoud. Little short.
What happened to him again?
So that was Steph before Steph. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like these players just come out of nowhere and be like, oh my God. Sure, Greek feet, maybe,
Do you have anybody that watched 90s basketball that would have LeBron as a GOAT or no?
I would say me because I'm just smart.
You don't have LeBron as the GOAT though. I want to get two people up here that watch 90s basketball that could compare LeBron and Jordan in debate.
I honestly believe not. You're not gonna find too many people that watch 80s and 90s basketball that's gonna say LeBron's better than Jordan.
Yeah, it's tough.
You're not gonna get that
because it's tough because then you're gonna say, oh,
do you think the league got watered down when it was expansion league when they added the team?
Of course, it's like anything. It's like if you make more dollar bills, the value of the dollar bill will go down. Yeah. So the league will get watered down, but at the same token, it'll also
bring out more players.
Yeah, bring out more players. So now you'll have the opportunity to find more talent.
The
like
expansion league in the 90s was they basically like say you the owner of the Knicks, you got 12 players in your team, you only they took off the players. Yeah. So they made the expansion teams terrible.
But again, it starts.
That's why niggas was winning 60 games in the season.
But it starts off terrible. However, it builds up into this era.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So in that same sense, if you don't make those expansion teams, then you'll have a bunch of super teams.
So like Bill Simmons said, from 88 to 93, Jordan had it rough. He said, but after that, when they brought in the expansion teams, it was a cakewalk because the league was watered down.
He's going to game 7. He was still down.
It can't be a cakewalk because at some point in time, the competition it condenses because you have to go.
He only played 3 years after the expansion league.
Jordan was smart, and that's
and then what's crazy? Horace Grant said it in the Jordan said it in a book. He wrote a book, some shit. Jordan got books.
Yeah.
That he called Horace Grant. I mean, not Horace Grant. BJ Armstrong. It was like, yo, I'm coming back because the league is going down. We about to run it back up. Yeah. But then they got rid of BJ Armstrong because he went to expansion league.
But then
so that's my point that he played in the.
And then we also got to factor in
second 3 people watered down league.
Realistically speaking, who was BJ Armstrong? Was he like an all-star player or like Hall of Famer?
No, that's why they cut him.
But even when LeBron was coming up, it was whack ass fucking teams.
Every year.
2003 was whack team.
It was still whack team.
What?
East was whack.
Charlotte Bobcats?
The Bobcats was horrible.
The Wizards?
Whack.
The Cavaliers?
Gilbert was whack.
No, the Wizards at that time was not who you think they was.
Wizards was nice in 06, 03.
Yeah, that's when he started going to the playoffs. 06, 07.
All right.
Whack teams too.
There was whack teams. And then you also had to factor in.
Who did he play?
Who?
The East was
06. He had to play Gilbert, Caron Butler, Antoine Jameson.
And again, that's
the year
look, that team right there is solid, but is Antoine Jameson going to be a Hall of Famer? No, but he was tough. Caron Butler, Hall of Famer? No, but he was tough. You know what I'm saying? Larry Hughes for that Wizards team was solid, or I don't know if he played on the Cavs or the Wizards.
Played for the Cavs too.
They was tough. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. Again, reverting back to the Jordan and LeBron, there's a lot of players that was tough that we might not remember because
they don't get talked about.
They don't get talked about. They're gonna fall through the cracks.
I agree with that.
So LeBron facing you don't get it twisted, he faced competition.
What about the same?
And this era, because of the style of play, it's easier for you to come back from a 3-1 as opposed to back then.
Because of the 3 ball.
Because thank you. So
it's like this past playoffs, everybody been losing 20-point leads because of 3 ball.
Yeah.
So being down 20 and losing it, you can't be like, yo, that's crazy. Nah, that's really like a 10-point lead in that era because you hit 2 or 3 balls in 3 seconds because everyone shoots the 3 ball. You're back in the game.
So the late 90s was watered down. You agree, right?
No, I didn't say that.
You didn't say that.
No, that's federale movement right there.
Bro, that's yo.
I think that what we could do if y'all out there.
I think we need to get 2 90s people in here and they need to debate.
You're never gonna. If you can find somebody in the 90s,
and that's hard.
Because it's not.
But why you?
Because that's their view.
Yeah.
Like you can't change.
What time is it, buddy?
You must have dead.
It's not there.
Must have dead.
9:30. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Chris. Right. Do you feel like how would you? All right, because I'm trying to gain when you say this watered down stuff, right? Do you feel like? Help me understand it. Like streaming, right? When you stream, do you feel like people who buy the game a couple days earlier has an advantage than people who like play the game longer?
Yeah, they do.
How?
Because way we play is like park, so you get your play up.
Mhm.
So you just basically ahead
Mhm.
of everybody.
Got you. So now if you're nice, right? Does the overall of the player really matter? Because at some point in time, both y'all all gonna be
at the same
99s.
level. Yeah.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
So do you feel like with your gameplay in terms of like how skilled you are, can an 85 overall player beat a 99 overall player?
No,
You don't
no,
think so? Okay.
can't.
Okay. I'm just asking.
I wouldn't know.
No, the reason why I'm saying I'm just asking because
And
I
somebody
feel.
say yes.
Thank you. Shout out to you in the comment section
Bro,
because
you
real
cannot.
gamers
If you have
know.
an 88 player and you playing a 99, you cannot beat them.
Again.
Not one time.
No, cannot beat them.
Again,
Unless
shout
the
out to
player
you.
just blatantly
Hear me
like
out,
just
hear me out.
sucks. But you
No.
can't you can't like it's some people that have 99s and they whack at the game.
That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
that's
So
his
that
point.
means my point is,
But it's still hard to score with an 85. You got no badges, no attributes.
but
But you can still win.
No, I
again,
don't think you
now
can.
it's not
No.
more so on because again,
10
the
out of
same-
10.
It's about the player.
But look, but then again, you got to also factor in, bro, the 99 overall. Once you're still playing the game, or once you're climbing up them rankings, you learn certain niches of that player that allows you to score. So you know what you're good at, what you're not good at, as opposed to a 99 overall. You can give that to like a kid and he might score 12 points in part. I don't know, because it's a 99. You know what I'm saying? So do you really have to be nice to be 99 overall, or
No,
like
anybody
what
can be 99.
So what differentiates a player between being nice, like
when you're a 99, it's just you play more.
Okay, and then do you feel like there's some overall 99 players that's horrible or no?
Yeah.
In part.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to.
What was your point of that?
My point of that is that the being a high level overall player doesn't mean anything in terms of
I agree with
the
that.
park. So being like a super team doesn't mean anything as well, because you have to actually compete and play the game.
Okay.
And to your LeBron point, those super teams that he faced doesn't mean anything unless you actually play the game. So him overcoming that 3-1, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't
mean anything, right?
It means something, but at the same time, it validates that LeBron actually knows how to play the game. Like he's really good at what he does too. I'm not saying, again, I never said LeBron is horrible, like he's trash, but he knows how to play the game. And that instance validated that approval. So
Will he ever pass Mike? Your
Huh?
opinion? Will he ever pass Mike?
You think he's getting another ring?
LeBron can pass Mike number wise because of his longevity. Like his longevity
But that matters.
alone
Longevity matters.
his
Yeah.
longevity is a statement to how great he is to play 18 years in the highest of the highest,
Right.
and then to go to 10 straight finals. Like those are legs that you can say, yo, LeBron is greater than Mike because he played
Longer.
10 straight finals. You know what I mean?
I also think that like the scoring and the points wise is like it's skewed at this point in time because they are shooting 3 balls.
Right. And you playing longer, and you
And
just
he
now
played
catching
long, so-
Mike, who played a shorter
You
season.
can't
like-
punish him for playing longer.
It's not a
I'm
punishment.
I'm just saying, like those are just the
Longevity
facts.
matters.
That's
That's
why
why people
I-
have a debate with
But
Kareem
look,
and Jordan because of
longevity
longevity.
matters.
But that's what I'm saying. My point with the 2K thing was that just because you have the 99, like it doesn't really mean anything after a certain amount of time, because eventually we're both going to be the 99. If you get what I'm saying, we're both going to be the best players at that given time. You
Yeah,
get
just
it?
because
Or
you start
no?
before me.
Like just
doesn't
because
mean-
you get the game 2 weeks earlier, it don't matter. Like I'm still
I'm
gonna
still
kill
catch
you.
up to you.
Yeah,
We're both gonna be
now
at
you
the
saying
same-
that, yeah.
You get what I'm
But
saying?
You said
So-
like the 85 thing is the 99 because you got to get to 99.
And again, so the in the process of it, you realize, like, you know what? I'm good. I don't really need a 99 to go crazy. Like, I'm solid with probably like a 91 or 92 because my gameplay
It's
itself
better than
doesn't
99,
need
yeah.
like to be the overall 99 player.
Will he win another ring?
Who, LeBron? Of course, it's his league. He probably could call David Stern or Adam Silver like, yo, I need to win a ring.
No.
And that still doesn't help his argument.
He's not winning another ring.
Again, the argument
Okay.
at this point in time, the rings don't help their argument because they both have multiple rings.
Yeah, so what helps the argument?
Nothing.
At this
It's not
point in
gonna
time,
be
it's
better.
nothing they
There's
can
nothing
do.
he could do.
It's
It's
over
nothing
with.
he can
That's
do unless he owns 4 teams or he said, you know, like they're
Why
past
do you
that.
feel like there's something that he can do to be better?
I don't think I've been thought he was the goal. Is that he could do?
But you feel like he's the GOAT because you watched him and That was
Nah,
your
it's just
goal.
when you look at the numbers, it's just
But
if you
the
put
numbers longevity.
The numbers are excluded because of longevity.
but you
and
can't
the
do that.
era.
Longevity matters.
It is the
Doesn't
era
matter, but
of
it's the two
basketball.
different-
That's what I'm
two different
saying.
things.
You shoot more threes and you played a few more years longer just to get closer.
And then he
to
played
the
in
same
a watered down
numbers.
league. That's why he was
Who?
able to have 40.
What was it?
Jordan.
Why was it watered down?
Bro,
Why was it watered down?
how-
Did the expansion teams make the playoffs?
Huh?
Did the expansion teams make the playoffs?
no,
If
but he
not,
was
then
able
it's
to
like,
have those
doesn't mean nothing.
50, 60-point
me
games
out.
in the regular season
All right,
because it was watered down.
Chris, hit me up.
It was the same players playing though, right?
All right, so when you again, right? Once you pass a certain level in being in the NBA, there's nothing else you can do except just be who you are. Like LeBron won the rings. They said, okay, he has to win 2 rings. He won 2 rings. He has to grab these amount of points. He gets those points. He has to do it with this team. He did that. He has to come back from a 3-1. He did that. There's nothing else
What you can
LeBron
do.
needs to do to validate himself. That's what I'm saying. Like people are trying to validate. LeBron is solid. Like he's a GOAT.
He's
on
already
Mount
established.
Rushmore.
He's established
We-
already.
Again, the more you sit here and try and say, yo, he has to do this to validate himself, the more you lose the argument.
I don't think he has to do anything. I said
He doesn't
So
need
if he
to.
retires with no more rings, he's good.
Yeah.
He's
But he's
good.
good then. So what are we talking about?
So we're not really
Yeah,
debating
talking
anything in
about.
terms of only thing we really have to debate is their impact off the court, probably. Because on the court, they're pretty much the same person outside of they won multiple rings because you can't go by the ring arguments because there's other players who's won more rings.
Which
than
role
both.
players matter, which
Then-
y'all both were saying earlier
What?
about the Nets game. Role
Yeah, the
players
role
matter.
players-
Role players
so then
matter.
that, and again, that's out of their control because there's certain plays where LeBron made in crucial moments where it was the right basketball play.
Like
But
the Danny
however,
Green
shot.
pass.
like passing it, and again, the goats and the killer instincts of the world is gonna say, well, LeBron's supposed to take that shot, but if it's a right basketball play, you can't really knock him. So it's a two-way fold. So in that same sense, it's about role players. Who was provided the better role players given their structure of their league and its GM at that time? That Jerry Krause dude, he did the best he could to surround Jordan with the best players. Pat Riley did the best he could to surround LeBron with the best players. So you really can't sit there and say, yo, LeBron ain't do this because the game that isn't compromised of only one player. It's 5, and then there's 6th and 7th man.
So how do you determine best players all the time? Not just them two, like in general. Like what matters when you like talk about best players?
Again, their ability to perform under pressure.
That's
At their peaks? Yeah.
No, that's one variable.
I don't
That's
like
one
that peak word
Why not? When you got the high,
because everything matters when you play the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a fact. So I would agree with you, but at the same token is who performs the best under pressure. That's really what you also look at. Like, okay, it's 2 seconds left. Who can hit 2 free throws? You know what I mean? Gilbert Arenas did, and that's
who
why.
get a stop?
Yeah, like that's so that also matters. But at the same token, if your team is never down if your team isn't down, then you can't be blamed for that because you did enough to. That's like a kid who studies or who averages 104 and then he fails the last test, right? And his average is like at a 99. It doesn't mean he's stupid because he failed the last test. He just worked harder.
I want to ask one question before we leave because it's getting late. Besides fuck LeBron, whatever. So y'all think Jordan's the GOAT? What can somebody do, the next player do, to pass Jordan as the best player of all time? Like with the upcoming players, or nobody can never
Go ahead,
pass.
bro.
him?
So you can answer
I
that
think it's just
question.
you have to. It's steps. You can't just go straight to Jordan. You got to pass Cole, but there's a lot of niggas on that top 10 list that you got to even get into conversation. Like Kevin Durant, is he a top 10 player yet?
All time?
Yeah,
No.
right. So you got to get to him before you get to even Jordan. So it'll be hard to say.
But
what
you
can
said
that player
KD was
do?
better than LeBron.
Yes, but listen, this is my point. This is my point. This is my overall player. But my point is, before you get to Jordan, you have to get to KD. You got to get to Dunk. There's a lot of people you got to pass before you even get to that argument. So
I think for me, right, when it comes to solidifying yourself as an all-time great, you have to have a key moment in all phases of basketball. Like
What's all
LeBron
phases?
did. All phases, all scoring, defensively, getting that key stop in that key moment,
key block,
getting that key block, getting that
Game
key
winning
defensive
shots.
possession. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people say, yo, LeBron came back down 3-1, but guess what? A lot of people don't pay attention to that pick and roll switch that Tristan Thompson had to do on Steph to get that last stop.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love? Okay.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So boom. I think it was 2 possessions though. I ain't gonna lie. I think it was so again,
to win the game.
those things play a role.
Yeah.
Or
You know
Kevin
what I'm
Love
saying?
playing
So
good defense on Steph Curry.
Kevin, like those things play a role
When
in
they
helping
lost.
your case.
Mhm.
And at the same time, for the next players that's up and coming, like Luka, right? It's no question Luka can score the ball. That's not what we're debating.
If you don't build the right team around him.
We don't debate that. Now the next step for Luka to take that. Okay, let's see how you play defense under pressure. Let's see if you can get stops. Because now we have to solidify you as a defensive player. Kawhi has proven before he turned into the offensive player he is now, he can get stops at any point in time. Now on the offensive end, they never trust that he can score at will. But guess what? He can score at will. So that's what helps solidify him as, hey, whatever obstacle you put in front, and that's what makes the players the GOATs, because it's already impressed on the minds of the viewers that given any situation, that person can overcome it. Because Jordan, you said he was a ball hog. He led the league in passing. Said he can't get stops.
Non-time defensive player.
Thank you. You said he can't score the ball. He scored the ball at the best of the best. You said he can't win rings. He won the rings. He won multiple, and he did it in a fashion that no other player did it. So in that same sense.
Last one before we leave. He mentioned last one for sure. You mentioned his order. Top 5 of all time, Yanni. I already got Ernie's top 5 of all time. I'm asking everybody that come on here.
My top 5 of all
time.
In order. I would say we're gonna go with Jordan. After that, I'm gonna go with Braun. I'm gonna go with 3. Let me see 3. For me, I like Larry. Then the 4, my 4, because I like his personality and his intensity that he brings to the team and individually. Kevin Garnett, that's my favorite power forward of all time. And then 5, honestly, I know they say Shaq but I think Wilt was better than him, in my opinion. Because he was dominant doesn't mean he was nice. He couldn't hit free throws. Free throws is a part of the game. So yeah, I go with Wilt. That's my 5th. And then my 6th man, just in case one of them might get hurt. One of them might get hurt.
Why Kobe's not in your top 5?
Because he's Jordan.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense to have 2 of the same players in your thing. So, okay. You know what I mean?
Now somebody said Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, KD, Kareem.
That's a young player.
Huh?
That's a young person.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, Kobe and Jordan is legit the same person. That's why it's like, if you have 2 of the same people in your 3, that means how can you debate him not being the greatest? The next arguably best person copied their game exactly after him. Nobody.
You think JT's crazy for saying Kobe's more skilled than Jordan?
I mean, he's not crazy because that's me learning what you did plus this
adding
era.
More. Yeah.
I got the 3 ball. You know what I'm saying? So Jordan ain't shoot 3s like that.
Footwork. Who had better footwork?
I mean, again, you can lean towards Kobe more, but a part of the authenticity is genuine. Jordan gave the footprints and foundations of what's going on. So if he was playing in this era, he probably would have been those players. Who knows?
Okay. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right. Shout out to
Shout out to Yanni and Ernie for coming. Shout out to Ernie and Yanni for coming.
Episode 3.
Appreciate y'all. Episode 3, we out.